lost my best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. I saw no shadow, I looked around, searched every building and home that I found. I saw no shadow, but felt a glow. The warmth inside me, it kept me afloat. It felt like heaven had found my bones and gave me comfort when I feel alone. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. My best friend to 23. I heard the heavens crying above me. They gained an angel, I lost a friend. I felt like dying again and again. I went through hell, stared at death, but I keep fighting with each living breath. I saw no way out from where I stood. Felt like the fire had burned me through. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend. Inside your self-righteous symphony, I would rather let this go than to bring it up again.
What's up, nerds? Welcome back to the Burly Fishing Podcast Live. It's another Thursday. We get to hang out with you, and that is already super awesome. But you know what'd be awesomer than that, Paul?
Tell me more.
If we talked about where to put all those dang baits we keep buying. What do you think?
That was the intent. That was the idea. I think that's what we should do.
I think that's what we should do. So let's do that. So we're going to talk tackle storage tonight, you guys. And I think we'll talk like conventional bass and ice fishing too. I saw some people in chat were talking about that. And since it's fresh on our mind, we might as well talk about that. But we're going to get into everything. What we like, what we haven't liked, things we've tried that either worked or didn't. And maybe that'll be helpful for you guys. We'll talk about storing plastics as well as hard baits and all that jazz, jigs, whatever, terminal, you know it. You name it. We're going to do it all today, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you guys like the content, of course, be sure to subscribe, smash a like, ring the notification bell, and maybe share this around. We've said it before. I'll say it every episode till it happens. We get over 100 people on here at one time hanging around with us nerds, and we'll do an added giveaway. And I think it's my turn because Paul did one for the members only. So I'll have to put some stuff together in a bag for somebody and ship it on out. So if you want that, call your friends. Tell them to come in here. And also, if you guys are listening to this only, you're missing out on YouTube. First of all, get over on the lives. They're super fun. But also, thank you for listening and drop us a 5-star review. That's all I got. Let's do this thing.
Well, we do have a couple hot topics.
Hot Topics?
Oh, yeah.
Not the store. That is a defunct store. If you guys ever went to a Hot Topic, it's terrible.
Oh, well, it's terrible. But is it defunct? It's still around, right?
It's around, barely. It's just, no, not at all what it used to be. And it's funny. It's like you go into a Hot Topic now, there's essentially 33% of the stuff that you would have been seeing in like when we were in high school. It's all the same, like Jack Skellington over here and Dragon Ball Z over here. Yeah. And it's like all the exact same stuff. And also
like the literal same shirts. Like there's just like dust off the shirt cover and then that's it.
Yeah, it's a shirt from 2004, right? Yeah. It's absolutely ridiculous. And also, malls are really sad. You guys go to malls?
I actually was
the saddest place in America.
I haven't been to a mall in years. I was actually going to say, like, what is your... Well, not years. It's been a long time. I was going to say, what would be, like... My next question would be, like, what was your, like, go-to, like, mall trip in, like, 1999?
Yeah, so go-to mall trip. I always had to hit up like the PacSun, the Sparrow. No, man, Panda Express,
or whatever Chinese food place they had.
What? Yeah, just random Chinese restaurant, right?
I always got the lo mein with 2 chickens, 2 spring rolls, and then 1 beef.
And sesame chicken, fried rice, and spring rolls.
Oh, fried rice. I went with the lo mein. Once I figured out what lo mein was, it was over. That was
locked and loaded. It depends on where you go. Lo mein can be really gross too. But I would say most of the time, somehow, they put enough MSG into that stuff at the mall and like everything is just umami, delicious. So I would hit that up and then we would go to PacSun and probably Hot Topic. And then some malls would have like the actual skateboard, snowboard store.
Oh yeah. Like they would have the MC Sports like type place. Yeah.
You go get that stuff and then you just
Someone said record store, like an FYE. Remember those?
Those still exist.
Oh really?
They still exist. Yeah, there's one at the Jackson Mall. So I was just at the Jackson Mall the other day, which is what like made me think of this, and we went by the Hot Topic.
Mall has an FYE?
Yes.
What? Though you're talking about the one that's right off 94.
Yep.
Holy smokes, what?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Zoomies, thank you, Rocket Blades. You're right. Zoomies was the joint. That was the place to go.
Yeah, what else was it? What else even was there?
Nothing, according to me.
There really wasn't anything. Oh, Foot Locker. I feel like a lot of people just went into Foot Locker for no reason.
Lids, yeah.
I never went into like I
would always go into Lids and be like, oh yeah, I forgot. All these hats are terrible.
Sports. Bye.
All sports.
Tower Records was a good call. So Tower Records, were they in malls though? I felt like Tower Records.
I don't know.
KB Toys is a great call. Absolutely. In 1999. Absolutely.
And you would go do the RC stuff that was in the display window.
That's hitting me up with like an Al's Toy Bar vibe so hard right now.
Al's Toy Bar.
The KB Toys was rad though. So someone said Spencer's. Yeah, you had to go to Spencer's. That was always right next to Hot Topic. Like you were allowed to go there.
GameStop. Do you remember Funko Land?
Yeah, but that was not. That was not.
There was
GameStop
a
was real.
time. There was a time in every child's life, if you guys grew up when we did, where you would be like, "Funko Land, I could sell all my old games and I'll be a millionaire." And like now, obviously, we all know that game trades and
You
sales
paid
are a
50,
lie.
you got $15.
Here's 15 cents, more like it,
Yeah.
and then they turn around and sell it for 20.
I mean, I felt I would
Lucrative
always.
business model.
Well, it worked for me though, because I would always stack up like my old games I never played. And I'm like, well, if I
It's
bring this whole
$0
stack
or
in,
some
I'll get
dollars.
like $130, and
Yeah,
that's enough to do like some damage. Like you can go in and you can do work.
yeah.
Um,
But the
so I
genius of
remember,
the gaming industry now is that you just
yeah,
download every game. So go ahead and sell
that
that disc
was
back.
massive. I remember though when games became like PS3, the standard price was $50, and all
Yeah,
the high end, like the super high end, they were 60 or 65 or whatever it was. And I
yeah,
always remember being like, dang, like that was new. And that
yep,
was like a tier. They just decided games are no longer 35, $40. All games are $50.
yep.
And you were like, oh,
It's for the experience. Also, Nicole
God.
Otto said Cinnabon.
So
I
definitely
love
not on
it.
my radar. And neither was
Annie's pretzels.
Mrs. Fields. Low
Mrs.
key.
Fields.
Holy smokes. It was always on a corner. They always
Yep.
had the Mrs. Fields on a corner.
Or the Ghirardelli stores.
That
You go
was
to
the other
Ghirardelli,
option.
they would always have like samples going out.
Yes, but
Ah, the
Ghirardelli, you never wanted to
pre-COVID days.
you never wanted yeah, you never wanted to pay for Ghirardelli. So if you went to Mrs. Fields, you could get
Yeah,
a
I never paid. I
giant
just took my
yeah,
free
samples.
samples.
You get giant cookie for $3, and
Yeah.
that was the deal of them all. I mean, it
Yep.
really was. Oh, and let's not forget like whatever coffee place, whether it was a Starbucks or Caribou
Yep.
Coffee, there'd always be.
Caribou's.
I mean,
Haven't had
that
one of
place
those in
would
a
be like
while.
loaded. Yeah, I haven't been to a
Yeah,
Caribou
Orange
Coffee.
Julius. Never got
Never,
into those.
never. No,
But I would get like the Annie's pretzel with like heavy mustard, and then just like
never
walk
did.
around pounding a pretzel.
Never did that. Never was it. Nah, it's not my jam.
Did you
Haven't
go to
been a mall.
Lakeside Mall as a kid?
Yeah, yeah, but not
Was that
often. But
you were
yes.
in like Troy area, right?
Yeah, ish. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Birmingham.
Novi Troy
We had like
malls.
what is it? Oaks. Is it Twin Oaks. What is it?
Great Oaks, Twin
Great
Oaks.
Oaks. Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know, it's
We
Great
had
Oaks Mall,
that.
something like that.
We went to yeah. I mean, there's a couple, but really, at that period of time though, it was Traverse City. So it was
Yeah,
Traverse City TC Mall was that was
yeah.
the place to that was and they had a what was the arcade that they had there? They had an arcade in it.
Yeah.
Dude, that place was always
The
hopping.
craziest
Like,
thing is like you're remembering a time where you could walk through a mall and every storefront was a store, and now
yeah.
they're at like 60% vacancy.
Oh, we're forgetting like Abercrombie and Fitch, Hollister.
When you would walk by
You
and
remember that?
the perfumes would hit you, and you'd be like, "Okay, I can't even
Oh
go to the store."
God.
And then it was dark, and you couldn't even see anything. Like,
Yeah,
oh, they were
exactly.
yeah, they were
Yeah.
teenagers. Just
Not even they. I was in that
yeah,
group of that was like the
I
place
was
that you went
they.
to hang out. That was me. I
Yeah.
was that was the they. Um
All
that's
right,
funny. So
but
the
we did
actual
have hot
question though,
topics.
the actual question. So what was both your best and your worst job post high school? Like whether it was college or
Mhm.
even your day job today. Like what was your best job and your worst job?
So you and I have had a million jobs. I had probably, I don't know, a dozen by the time I like sort of settled on one, like a career path.
Yeah.
So my best one would have been the career path, which was when I got into personal training and selling personal training. That's where I made actual adult dollars, and then that led me to like the East Coast, where I like went up in the corporate world of fitness, and then ended up back here. The whole story started from there for me. But the worst job I had for 4 days, and it was Subway. 4 days. So there's a
What?
time when no, I was at a point where I worked at Dick's Sporting Goods. Okay, so I worked at
Oh.
Dick's Sporting Goods in the fitness sec and bike department. I would be the guy that would like build your bike,
Mhm.
test it out. I would repair bikes. I did all that stuff. I'd order all the parts, blah blah blah. So I was a bike tech / fitness area dude, and I worked at Dick's for probably close to 3 years. I also worked at Home Depot back in the day too, but that's a different thing. And then, yeah, overnight crew. I was stocking them
Oh yeah,
shelves
that
all
makes
night
sense.
long.
Yep.
But at Dick's, I was like making okay money, and I was like handling myself. And then I decided that, you know, as an American man, I have to have two jobs. So then I was like, oh, I'll just go across the street. I was at the Eastwood Mall over in East Lansing,
Yep.
or Eastwood Town Center, whatever it's called. And then the subway was like right across the street from the
I know
Dick's. And
exactly what one you're talking about.
I had this crazy idea for 1 week where I was like, I'll work here and then I'll do a double shift. And I would walk across the street and work at Subway. I did it for 4 days and I was like, this is the worst. And also like making the sandwiches, it ruined I don't eat Subway. I haven't eaten it since.
It really
like
ruins sandwiches?
it ruined it.
Wow.
I'm gonna get sued by Subway though, so I'm not gonna say anything else. I'm sure they're great. All right.
Yeah, they definitely suck. I think.
Oh,
What are we looking at? What are we looking for, Chas, in the live chat?
Wait, Jeff couldn't handle a foot long. I worked at Dick's Sporting Goods and Subway. I couldn't handle a foot long.
Oh God. So I did. What did I think my worst.
The hype man.
Yeah, coming in hot.
Coming
I
in.
think the best job. I feel like I did not hate most of my jobs. I really liked cleaning pools. Was a great job. You're outside like all day, and
Paul was a pool boy.
oh yeah,
Nice.
and but opening and closing pools only, not maintaining pools. So like I would work for like 1 month, and that was it. And it was like the first, like when people were opening their pools, right, like late spring, and or like mid spring. And you would work from like 5 a.m. until like noon, 1, maybe 2 or 3 o'clock. Like it was a kind of a long day. It was like whenever you got done with like your task of chores, but you basically were only doing like 3 things. You're either dropping off a pump, so you're like pumping all the water off the top or out of the pool, right? So you would just do like 6 of those, like right off the bat. Then you would go and you would actually like open pools, like open a whole bunch of pools. And then you would go and like 1 or 2 times in a day, you would go and like there'd be some like maintenance on like a previous pool that you had done. You had to like fix something. So like one of those 3 things, and you made a certain amount of money for each one of those stops. So I'm like the lowest on the totem pole, right? And I would be like the assistant doing like all the work, right? Like all hard work. College kid, right?
Yep.
So I would go and I would like carry like 250-pound tarps like up the hill, right? I would be like lugging all the hoses around and like getting like knee deep in all like the dead animals that get underneath tarps. Like those are my jobs. But I actually really love that job because you make like so for dropping a pump, you make $15. It takes literally a couple of minutes. You make $15, and I mean, it's so fast. You knock that out.
Yeah.
So you could do like 7 of those before you even really get your day started. You're just getting like warmed up. No work at all. You just like kind of have your breakfast, drop a pump, eat a little more breakfast, go drop a pump. Then like the day's starting to heat up. You would like do the actual work of cleaning pools. Now for every pool clean, I made like $120.
Oh, nice.
Like, okay, sweet. So you do like 4, maybe 5 of those a day. And then for every like restop, you'd make like $50. And it was like every day for a month, you're making like $700-800. You're working all day, but like you can absolutely crush. So I loved that job, and it was all cash, all under the table. Like it was a great job. Worst job? I mean, working at bars is like kind of great.
Burly fishing,
but it can be awful. Burly fishing sucks.
Camera guy Paul.
Yeah, I like that job. It's decent. Pool boy Paul is absolutely not tanned. Pool boy was lathered up in sunscreen, and I never got burned either. I think worst job might though have to be, I would say, working at Harper's in East Lansing, the bar.
That's an easy one.
I didn't hate it because like it didn't bother me, but like the only time it sucks was like you make a lot of money, like a lot of money, and it's almost all cash. The only thing that sucks about it is like the hours are terrible, and when you make the most money, it's always in sports or like something awesome is happening that's on TV that you like would like to be participating in. Like the actual work did not suck that bad, like almost at all. And then doing it in the summer,
with people like us.
doing it in the summer sucked though, because it was like you're kind of scrapping for cash. You would only be making like $300 or $400 a night, instead of like $700 a night, and you never had like big nights, so you had to work like an extra day or 2 just to make the same amount of money, and it was boring. So that would probably be the worst, which I don't think is that bad.
Fair. I did work construction cleanup when I was a kid. That was my under the table job. It is it's all right, but it's also like a lot of hard work. That's just where like I
You're
put
beating yourself up.
all the work. Yeah, that's like where I had to get mentally tough
Yeah. Oh
because
yeah.
I mean I don't know if you guys have worked construction, but the construction site is a freaking disaster.
Oh yeah, for
And I
sure.
would just be like there with a shovel, just like let me just pick up all this crap and sharp
Make
objects.
make this big pile disappear.
Yeah.
I definitely did. Like I used to freelance pull out docks
Mhm.
and put in docks up north
Yeah.
when I lived in Sutton's Bay. That was a great job. You just got paid in like lunch and cash. It was fantastic, and beer. Like it was great.
Not bad.
There was I worked at the Wharton Center, which is like a big performance hall, and I was one of the student managers, so I would see like Lion King like
Mhm.
48 times in a couple weeks or
Yeah.
whatever. Like I saw Wicked like 36 times.
Yep.
But you like get to see like
Hot
people grow
rod.
up. All the
Yeah.
random stuff that like you would never think happens, like always happens in a theater. It's very strange. We get to see some awesome
Yep.
concerts, really good concerts.
Yep.
I worked at a climbing gym, like that was an awesome job. I like loved that
Yeah.
job. You could climb for free. Just make sure no one breaks their neck, and you get pro deals. I worked at Moose Jaw, which is a really good
Mhm.
job. Yeah, I had like seriously, if there's a job like out there, I was like, sure, I'll try it. Like,
Yeah,
like
it was
I'm
the
good.
same way.
I'll give it a
I've
shot.
probably worked at like every gym you guys can think of. Like name a gym, I've probably worked there.
Fair. I did work at it's funny you say Dick's Sporting Goods. I worked at Dunham's.
Aha! Mortal enemies from the beginning.
Well, I got to do all the outdoor stuff. So I was like pick your hiking boots,
Oh yeah.
airsoft and like rifles, and then all the archery.
Mhm.
And then I would also do pretty much all the like whenever someone wasn't there to do like team sports, I would do team sports.
Right. The
Yeah.
funny thing is, when I worked at Dick's Sporting Goods, I wasn't into fishing.
Oh, for
So
sure. Yeah, 100%.
I was into mountain biking, so I just built mountain bikes and then like got them basically for free from Dick's Sporting Goods. So it was pretty cool. And I would custom order all the parts.
Yeah, oh,
But
100%. 100%.
cheers to Gfon Kim for the super chat. Thank you, my friend.
Thanks, sir.
$5. Who would make a better Guggen, TJ81 or Bass Geek? Ooh,
The
I'm not touching
default
that
answer. I
question.
already know this one. I'm not going to tell you what it is or why it is, but I know the answer to that question.
That question's off limits. If you saw the Tackle Junkie episode.
That's exactly what I was going to say. So you might have to go dig through some old episodes, but the answer to that question exists, and you just won't hear it from me.
Yeah,
Um,
and also both of them would be so pissed.
yeah, both of them would quit for sure. So that's definitely the lesser of two evils for the
Yeah,
squad.
you'd be like,
Um,
Bass Geek, you can be a Guggen or you can snap all your jig rods, and I mean that would be hard. He'd cry, but he would break all his jig rods.
Wait. Mr. Mackey says, I work construction. It took two guys to carry my tools and another guy to carry my nail bag. Were you,
What did
I'm
you
roofing?
do?
It's got to be roofing, right? And then what tools and what was wrong with your back?
Wait. Yeah, I was like, did they always carry it? Like they were your chauffeurs of equipment,
That's what I'm
or,
saying.
or yeah, they were just being hazed like all the
Yeah.
time. So all your
Yeah.
newbies just carried your stuff,
The
and
way
then
he
you would just
phrases
walk
it,
up and you would press the nail gun down. You'd be like, there you go.
the way he has it phrased, the way he
or
has
are
it
you?
phrased.
Or is it a brag? It's a humble brag. He's like, dude, I carried so much stuff. It would take two guys to
Oh,
carry it
fair.
all.
G-Fon, I think, has the right of it. He basically just says, must have been union. I remember, so when I worked for Kellogg's, and I heard this amazing story. We're at the Battle Creek plant, and I think it was Battle Creek plant. No,
Yep.
Memphis, and they were making Pop Tarts, and we're coming to the end of the line where the Pop Tarts are coming off the line.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, dude comes up to his break and he's packing Pop Tarts, and he's literally there Pop Tarts. He sits down immediately, like he's like the second break hits, he sits down and he starts reading like a magazine or whatever. And there's literally Pop Tarts flying off the line like in piles, and he's like, "Nah, brah, that ain't me. Break time, waiting for
I
somebody else."
respect that. I respect that so
That's
much.
just shooting off, dude.
I would just
I
turn
don't
to
know,
him and
bro.
be like,
If you've ever had a Pop Tart come up fresh off the line, I'm telling you right
yeah,
now, it's not even the same food group. Not even the same food group. It's like it
that's
belongs in a
crazy.
different part of the food pyramid entirely. It's that much better than a Pop Tart.
It's the
So yeah,
inverted pyramid that's above the food
it's
pyramid.
like watching somebody just like like throw gold off a cliff. Like it's just so sad.
All
But I'm
right, do we
still
have a
waiting on
show?
Mr. Mackey. So Mr. Mackey, tell me more about your little tool entourage there.
I'm
But
very,
otherwise,
very concerned.
yeah. Otherwise, I do have two things I want to speak about before we get into the main show me.
Oh yeah,
So
let's hit these.
So we talked about in our members only live, which a lot of you missed, sadly for you. But we talked about some potential t-shirt ideas because we're thinking about doing another run of t-shirts. The Ned Rig Nerd shirts have been very popular. We get a
Mhm.
lot of inquiries about them, like randomly from videos, like when we're just like,
Yeah.
wearing them, right? And
Yep.
so we're thinking about doing a limited run for everybody, like the whole world, like whoever is a Ned Rig nerd
Oh,
and wants
Paul,
to represent.
don't do that. Knock it
I
off, you.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. So we would like to go ahead and say that even though we're gonna now make the Ned Rig Nerd shirt in the short term future here available for popular consumption, we are also gonna do another. We're gonna do some other T-shirt runs. And people who are members, we are absolutely gonna make sure that you guys are protected and you're gonna get those shirts for free. So the way that it worked before, you're getting those shirts for free. So we want to make sure
Yep.
that we're giving value to the members and the people who get to come up with all these awesome names. So if you have any ideas based on these shows or the members only lives, let
Mhm.
us know what maybe themes or like catchphrases. Nerd curling. I mean,
Nerd curling might be there.
I
If there's
just
a
wish
way
the
that you
TikTok
could
had blown up. If the TikTok had blown up, nerd
so
curling would probably
so
be the
do
shirt.
us
That was a
do
great
us a
idea.
favor, you guys. Do us a favor. If
Yeah.
you haven't watched the most recent Instagram reel from Paul and the TikTok over on our TikTok, if you're not following us there, do it. Just Burly fishing. And we made up a game when we went ice fishing last week. So we went ice fishing last week. You'll see a video for that.
Mhm.
When, Paul? I don't know when. Sometime
Uh,
next week, Monday
probably
or Friday.
hopefully
Friday.
Monday, actually. Hopefully Monday.
We'll see. We'll see if we get it edited this
Yeah.
weekend. I don't
It's on
know.
me.
Well, is it? I don't know.
It's a
We'll figure it out.
50/50.
Don't worry about it, guys. So we went ice fishing and we had a freaking blast. Like
That was
we
fun.
killed them. We caught probably they were all dinks, but we caught the most bass through the ice that we've ever caught in a single outing, and it was within a 1.5 hour period. It was insane, and we were just plugging some gills on the ultralights, and I was rocking a pink jig, and Paul was rocking the what's it called, the dinner bell from Frostbite.
Yep.
A couple spoons, couple jigs that were working out for him. Pink jig, pink plastic. That's all I used the whole day on the tickle stick. It worked really well. We tested out some Akuma gear. That was really cool. But then we made it super fun. And what we made up was a game that on our members only live was dubbed as Nerd Curling. That's what we ended up as the name. And it was Camp Waffle Stomper, I think. She
Mhm.
posted here. But yeah. So I would like get a gill and then I would like run and power slide as far as I could because the ice was super slick. There was no like broken up
No
ice, no
bumps, clean
snow,
ice.
super smooth ice. So I would slide and then I would like gently drop my fishy into the hole that Paul had dug. Just to like mess with the fish. I don't know if you guys feel this way. It might be slightly superstition, but a lot of guys will dig an extra hole to dump the fish in if they're not keepers, and then you keep fishing out of one hole that's isolated, right? So we were just messing with each other's setups, and it just became a game. We were running up the
Got out of
scoreboard.
control.
Yeah, it did get out of control. So if you want to see a video, just like quick clips of like all the points scored in that game, which I won, by the way, just want to throw it out
100%.
there. It was super fun, and if you guys want to do it out on the water, just remember nerd curling.
And
But
there are a couple there. Hood no hood is one of the themes.
Hood No Hood was up there. Big
I
sunscreen.
think Big Sunscreen is up. It's up. Big Sunscreen is up there. No one else is gonna get it, which makes me nervous that they won't
Mhm.
sell. But like I don't know. We'll see. So I definitely we'll have to see what happens. We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
Man, so right now the only thing going on in chat is everyone's talking about who is gonna be a Guggen and who is not. So we're
Wait,
getting
Weston's gone? They canned Weston and
no,
Becca?
no
I
way.
don't know who Wheeler is. Jacob Wheeler? No way.
Wait, what is happening? Why
I
did
don't
they just
know.
like delete the team? Is that what happened?
They
You guys gotta
deleted,
tell us
they
what's going on.
control alt deleted and ended task programs on the team.
Funny, it's funny. Like those are the only people that I liked.
Yeah, Weston and Becca?
Yeah,
For sure.
like those are like the people that I was like gravitating towards.
Yeah. Gosh dang.
Get that big.
I feel
All right,
like
I
we should
gotta.
get them on a podcast episode.
Oh,
Be
well,
like,
that would be.
give us the deets.
Oh man, that's very.
I want to
Oh, they
know.
added Daniels Jr. So that is not surprising. Daniels Jr.
Yeah.
That's a good signing though. I actually follow him. He's a good follow. I like it.
Yeah. Tyson, don't tell everybody where I live, bro. What are you doing?
He just pass on
Just
your address.
giving away not a spot, just where I live.
Jesus.
Cool. Why don't you post my
anyways,
address too?
we are also, if you guys haven't seen them,
Well, so as you grab those, just for clarification, guys, what we're saying here is we're going to come up with limited run t-shirts. There'll probably be like 100, 150, depending on the popularity of the shirt. Something like Ned Rig Nerds, we might do 150, and when they're gone, they're gone. We're not selling them again until we decide to, if at all. We might do like Black Friday specials. This opens up like a whole, slew of opportunities for this. But if you guys think of other ideas, you can always DM us. You can call it out in chat, throw us a super chat, whatever you want to do to support. And then we potentially will take that idea and Paul will draw it up on a coffee cup, and then we will ship it out to his brother to graphically design it real pretty, like we did the Ned Rig Nerds. So I'm excited for it. I think it'd be fun. And I love having the ideas come from the podcast because it's stuff that we all come up with together as a community. Hashtag the nerd curling and Ned Rig Nerds came from you guys. We didn't come up with that. And that's super cool to me. So I'd love to do more of those. If you guys are in, let us know. We're going to figure out an online store for the Ned Rig Nerd shirt. So those should be dropping here pretty soon. And then whenever we get the next idea down the hatch, we'll be doing that. And again, quick reminder, if you're a Snorlax crew member, not sure what that is, click the join button down below and you can watch a video about what the membership levels are. Snorlax crew always gets free shirts from us. So we just give them a discount code of $0 and then they go order it online. It gets shipped straight to them. And we have a whole bunch of people wearing Ned Rig Nerd shirts now because of that. The other thing is that Paul made stickers and you guys apparently like them. We weren't going to do anything and we posted it on Instagram and I got like a million messages of, I need this. I need it for my kayak. I need it for my truck. I need it for my van. Yeah.
It almost looks like that thing on TikTok where you can put your hand on it. These things are
it's pretty huge. Though. It's pretty huge and I love it. I can't wait to put it on my kayak. We're going to sell those too. So a lot of people are asking. I just stopped answering because there's too many people asking. So
this is fun.
Yeah, so we're going to sell them. We'll make a storefront. As soon as they're live, we'll obviously announce it because we want you guys to pick them up. But there are only 100 less the 10 that Paul, myself, and Chaz need. So there's 90 available. Minus the ones we gave away on the members only live. So there's probably 80 available left. Yeah. So we'll make them available to you guys, and we're gonna save a few extra to throw into the next couple of giveaways that we do.
Mm-hmm. So
is that all the news? That's the news. There you go.
All the news.
Cool stuff made by you for you.
Yeah, I love it. So let's get into tackle organization. So if you are, I'm assuming that everybody out here is like has the same mental problem that I do, which is like I am constantly like every 2-3 weeks I'm like, oh man, what if I just reorganized everything that I owned into the same bags but different?
But the reason and the cool thing about it is that you become more efficient on the water. Hopefully. Like the same reason, the argument I always have to make for the freaking Hobie is like deck space, storage, comfort, like ease of use, control out on the water, and stability. And yet people are always like, why? I'm like, bro, I've had all the cheaper kayaks. I've done them all. And so has Paul. We've tried a whole bunch. We've seen him at ICAST, and we still would never go any other way. So yeah, like that storage, ease of access, ease of use, and the ability to carry like as much heckin' stuff as you want to makes us way more efficient out of the water, including like storage for camera gear. Maybe we throw that in today too. But yeah, we reorganize just to get more efficient, and we get more and more efficient every time we hit the water, I feel like.
It doesn't always work out the way I think it's going to, though. So I wanted to run through like some of the methodologies that I have tested out, like over the
failed methodologies.
Yeah, there's that. Well, not failed, but like methodologies that for me have been improved on. Because I say it's different for everybody. Like what works for me is not going to work for somebody else. So none of these are like, I'm not saying that these are all better than each other. Because they're going to be different for every person, right? Like, so there are times, Jeff, right, where you're like, oh, this one is going to be like better for me, but you know what I mean? Work for me, but not for you.
We have mostly the same stuff, though, I would say. At the end of the day, I might have gone this way, you went that way, but often, maybe 75% of the time, we meet right back in the middle. You start 100%. Walking your way. All right, anyways, so
I'll start walking your way. You'll start walking.
No, you go that way, and I'm going to stay here. So idea for Chaz's shirt: no shoes, no shirt. That's a Chaz shirt. I think it should be no shoes, no shirt, no Chaz. Or no, yes, Chaz. That is Chaz. Sorry. Shirt, shoes, no Chaz is on the back side of the shirt. I don't know. Croc tan. That's another one.
I still think. Oh yeah, some of the other shirt ideas that came up from the last one was doing the double dropper or the what do you call it? The drop dead Ned.
Drop Dead Ned.
That was a hot
That's a
one.
good one.
That was probably number 2 on the list.
Yeah. Still a big sunscreen. Maybe it's just a decal.
I know the big sunscreen. Like I want it so bad.
Down with big sunscreen.
I can. You know Mustard Plug, the band.
What?
Have you ever heard the band Mustard Plug?
Nope.
They're an old ska band, and they had like a big like jacked mustard container was their
exactly
logo.
like that.
I want like a big
sunscreen,
like big
copper tone.
Yeah, but like all like pale, right? And like he's totally lathered, and then have like the big no sign over him, like he's wearing it.
Is it no or like down with big sunscreen?
There's a lot of different ways you could go with it.
Anyways,
somehow big sunscreen, and his name has to say like he has to have like a shirt that says like big sunscreen.
Chartreuse Nation is always a good one because people always be like, "What?"
Chartreuse is pretty.
I like that idea.
Yeah,
somehow we'll toy around with some ideas.
We gotta get around to it. All right.
So let's start out with like older methodologies that we tried. Right? That's what you want to go with.
My original. Well, it's just because I didn't have very much tackle or not nearly enough, and I kind of thought that I didn't need all the stuff that I had. My original kayak methodology was actually like one bag, like one.
Yeah, you were super slim and trim.
Medium-sized tackle bag that was like maybe 2 boxes and like 20 bags of plastics, and then all my tools really all in that one bag. Nice things about that. I never got like paralyzed by too many options. Like I only had so many, so I was like, well, I can try like one of these 50 things. And then I also had it was like very easy to set up. Like my whole rig was like got it all. It's all.
But it was what bag? What bag was it? It was a sling pack, right?
I used to use the Orvis sling pack, and I upgraded to like upsized to like Plano Weekender. And then I had a couple of other bags, but like, yeah, I mean, that was the majority of it. And like, I might have 1 or 2 other boxes, but like, that was basically it. It was very slim and trim. I liked it. But then I found myself after watching Jeff roll in with where he kind of started, which was the kitchen sink for sure. I was like,
what do you mean? Like, why would I do that?
If only I had those flukes that I have that are sitting at home doing me no good, or if only I had my trolling gear, I could be doing this, or if only I had that. And it was like, and then it kind of grew. So that's where I started though, was like a slim and trim deal, which I still think I still use that Weekender bag when I go fishing in my ultralight. And it works really well. So an ultralight in 2 boxes is what I use for the ultralight, 45-pound kayak.
Yo, Greg Whitaker made it. He's always like, how do I keep missing these lives? I was like, bro, turn your notifications on. Cheers, man. Thanks for being here. So the first iterations of my bags, what was like that first bag I had? I mean, the first iteration was like the old grandpa Plano flip open tackle box, right?
Yeah, we're passing that. We're going past that.
I got it. So then the next one was it was a soft side. I think I had like a spider wire sling pack.
No, you had. Well, you may have had a.
I had that and something else.
No, you had the tan Cabela's bag, the crate bag, and it was a cube,
that's what it was.
and it held like 4 vertical 3700s, and it had
4 rod holders.
On top, it had the rod holders.
Yeah, I rocked that for a while.
Well, that was good.
That was a pretty sweet one. So that was the Cabela's soft cube. And I also, prior to that, I made my own milk crates. So, I mean, everybody's like, well, you got a Hobie crate. Why wouldn't you use a milk crate, bro? I've done it. And like, I drilled. Yeah, I used the milk crate, drilled through the side, added rod holders, and eventually just was like, I hate this. Did the soft side, loved the soft side for a long time. And then the one after that was the H crate. That's when I upgraded. It's on the video. Like the video is way back on our channel. We've done tons of tackle organization stuff. So if you want to see it, like, it's hard to do show and tell on the podcast, but you can go back to the videos on the channel. There's a whole playlist for tackle hacks and organization. And when I upgraded to the H crate, I did the whole walkthrough, added the soft top and all that stuff, and like did away with the Cabela's bag. So they're both on there if you want to see them. And I think the original milk crate's on there too, so you can see what I had.
But that worked really well, and I sort of
Mhm.
migrated that way. Um, then I think the next thing for me ended up, even with the Hobie, ended up being like, okay, I'm gonna bring what I think I need um,
Yeah.
from a giant bag that's in my truck, which I still use to like house all my baits. So
Yeah,
like
the
it's a big
Cabela's
right here,
XL or Magnum XL.
the Magnum XL.
Yeah, you have the XL. I have the Magnum XL, which is like that plus it carries 4 or 5 more boxes on top of that.
This holds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 9 37s, 2 36s, and then
Hmm.
a whole bunch of plastics and like extras.
Yep.
Plus the lid. I would have this in my truck. Ugh.
That's what I do now, but you kind of leave everything in your boat, which we'll get to in a second. But
Yeah.
so I'll bring the whole bag, and like it stays down here, so I have to lug it up the stairs, put it in the truck, and then when we get to the water, I just grab the boxes I want because the H crate holds a ton, and then I have the side
6 or
bin.
7.
Yeah, 6 or 7 vertically set up, 3,700
37.
boxes, and then one in the front. And then you can put one behind the seat. You can put one under the seat. We have the H rail side bins, which are clutch that hold two 3,700 size boxes. So we can bring like 9 boxes, like an unnecessary amount of tackle, as if we're tournament fishing or something. So I can do that. That works pretty well. But since I can bring 15, like total, like all the stuff, that sits in my truck. I just grab like the 7 boxes that I really want to fish with, and those go out, including probably 1 or 2 day boxes or 1 day
Well,
box and a terminal box.
that was new. So
Don't forget
Buzz
TB. Don't worry. It's in the front of the boat. It goes
yeah, that's
in
a
the
different
bow cargo storage.
I don't consider that tackle.
Yeah,
That's
we're
critical.
not storing. We're not talking about storing TB.
I would say though
Your
the
socks
one
are on your feet.
yeah, the what really drove so we have this thing called like that I've like dubbed like a day box.
Uh huh.
And what that is basically um I keep an empty Busby box and
Yep.
or a 34 plane or whatever. But a Busby's nice because it's very flexible, so I can like change it for what I need.
Hmm.
But I keep an empty tackle box, or a tack like a is that what you call it, a tackle box? That's not really what it is. It's like
We
a
call it
tackle
a
box that you
tackle tray, but I just
sure,
call it a tackle box. I think everybody
sure.
does.
So
Everybody knows what you're talking about.
like a Plano or a
Yeah.
Flambeau or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
And what I'll do is I keep that empty and I'll say like, okay, it's fall and the water's very cold where we're going. The temperature's been
Hmm.
low. I'm thinking I'm going to be needing underspins and jerk baits and square bills, and then I'm
Hmm.
also going to be testing like these 5 or 6 baits, whatever. And then I'll fill that with that, and that's like right at my hip, like ready to grab. And then I keep a terminal box with all the terminals that I think I'm gonna need, like hooks and weights and all that. I keep those 2 right next to my seat, so I'm not reaching
Hmm.
back because that's what I think I'm gonna need for that day. Um, that is like I would say is probably the latest iteration. Is like I have a
Yeah.
whole bunch of stuff like hard baits and body baits in Plano tackle boxes or whatever Busby's behind
Hmm.
my seat, and then I have 2 boxes, one terminal and one full of what I think I'm gonna need for that day, so that I
Yeah.
have
The
it close to
priority
hand.
baits.
Now, if I don't have the right color, that maybe I'm like, oh man, I have like a dark brown, but I need a black. I can reach
Yep.
back, grab what I need. Um, that has been by far, I think, the most flexible. The drawbacks of it are cleaning up the day box constantly requires like some level of reorg, like pretty much every trip. Like
Yep.
I can't use the same baits for forever. I'm not testing the same baits forever. So that's annoying. It also requires you to get specific or like relatively specific with your other tackle boxes. It
Right.
becomes harder to have like this big mass. Like you can't just have like a big pile of like random stuff. Like
Right.
you have to get pretty specific, which ends up being like, okay, one box has to be like all
Jerk
crankbaits,
baits.
or
Crank
one has
baits.
to be all crankbaits, and
Big
like it depends on
cranks.
how
Deep
many you're
diving.
bringing. Yeah,
Shallow
yeah.
diving.
So the
Yeah.
one thing that I will say, how I've like sort of refined this, um, things that have helped. The Plano deep
Deep
box,
box.
the
So
3-inch deep
money.
box. This is only maybe quarter full, and I
Hmm.
probably have 40 crankbaits in it. And I have a row for deep. I have a row for mids. I have a row for square bills, and then I have a row for like oddly shaped and odd moving baits, like the axis or whatever. This has been big because this is 2 boxes, but you can keep you can keep a lot more than 2 Planos worth of crankbaits. One Plano, like
For
a regular
sure.
one regular 3700, you can maybe fit. What would you say, Jeff? Like 25, 30
Yeah, around
crankbaits, somewhere in that
25.
neighborhood. I could
Yeah.
easily double that with one of these without even easily double
So
that.
the thing I'll add to that though is that's the deep on the bottom, and that's the flex on the top. So the flex is like kind of it's an in between size box, right? It's still pretty deep, but the nice thing about the flex, you can see how many baits are in this thing. That's all cranks from deep to shallow, but like bulkier ones that I have. And then you can set these, dividers up however you want. And it comes with like single, double, triples, and quads. So you can like rearrange this a million different ways. So this boxes like this or the Busby are pretty sweet. This is a little bit cheaper. It's pretty high. I think this is like almost $40.
It's $45, I think is what it
This is
is.
45. So it's like cheaper than a Busby, which is like 45, 50.
But it's big. It's
But
big
that
box.
they're bulkier.
Busby does make a deep box, which I kind of want to try.
The Busby Deep is pretty sweet too. So this is an example of like a day box. So you can see there's a mixture of baits. You can see like Meps in there. You see topwater. You can see jigs, jerk baits. There's that hyper jerk I just picked up. It's dropping in a video on Monday, and chatterbaits, whatever. So, we can rearrange like with Busbies, all these different little inner cubes there. They're all stuff that you can move around. You can get different size ones. So that allows us to do pretty much whatever we want. So that one would sit up front.
Yeah.
And you're going to show another specific one.
So this is
These are my favorite things in the gosh dang world. These and the 3600 size ones, which is what we use for river tackle. But the terminal box is money. So having one of these up front and one Busby day box or a Plano day box, and they sit in that H crate right next to the seat. So I have like quick access to whatever I need.
Keeping it by your hip, keeping the one day box in the terminal at your hip is one of the biggest
game changers.
Letting you get really specific with your other boxes.
Yep.
Because it gives you enough flexibility to be flexible for like a day long period, and doesn't hamper you. So someone just brought this up, Westfall. This is the terminal box from Plano. I'll try and get it so you can see it.
That's the jig box.
The jig box, sorry. Fits a ton of jigs. I'm trying to get the light so it's not on there. Fits a ton of stuff. I also keep like bladed jigs.
They're so sweet.
I keep some hand-tied stuff in here. I really like these. I mean, it's really only worth it if you're going to carry the whole box. If you're not going to fill the box up, or even if you're only going to fill it halfway, it's really not worth it, because it takes up a lot of space. It's a full-size box. But it's really nice. It keeps them all from like banging around each other and like nicking them up, so like all the paint's flaking off and all that. And it also keeps them organized to where like I go by color. So I have light to dark, and then I have lightest weight to like heaviest weight all the way through, which makes it like I can get as specific and insane as I want about my organization. But I do, and it really helps.
What I did. The color is like light to dark, but then I have the jigs, my Thunder Crickets, then my jackhammers, then my stealth jackhammers, then my OGs and cross eyes bladed jigs. And then down the rows, you get into casting jigs, slipping jigs, swim jigs, tungsten, and then finesse or across like the bottom row, finesse and football jigs from Super K. So if you guys want like a really sweet football jig from Super K Jigs, go check out the River Bug. It's a short shank football head.
The Lion's Mane and the River Bug are probably my two favorites from them. Of course, they're the finesse, but they are really nice.
Great river stuff.
The other thing that really I'm not sold on yet, and I'm not sure about, is this box from Plano. So this is the what do they call this? This is the spinnerbait box.
Spinnerbait. Yep.
So this box is really big. It's probably bigger than it needs to be. I love the idea.
So dope.
I like the idea of the divider. But basically, you're getting. Show you guys what's going on here. You can just hang your spinnerbaits along this main beam right here. You just hang them on there. And I've got buzz baits in here too. I've even got some of my finesse stuff in here. It's probably 3/4 the way full, and I probably have 25, 30 spinnerbaits / buzz baits.
Yep.
I don't think that this is the most space-wise economical one. I do think that there are some more economical space ones, but I will say it's the easiest to get in and out of.
I kind of like that it's a little skinnier though, because I will say I've used the Flambeau
Play-Doh
ones. Yeah, the Flambeau Cube thing that's the Ike box is terrible. Not a fan. They also break. I've always broken. You guys tell me in chat if this has happened to you. I somehow have broken every Flambeau box I've ever had. Like all the latches always break. I don't know why
not
that
the heavy
is.
duty ones, not the ones that are like
No, I've broken those. The blue handle ones. I've broken them. I don't know how.
ones that are like this.
I'm just yeah. I broke those. Yeah, they snapped off. The 35. Yeah, the 3500 size box. I had 2 of those that I used to use for ice, and they're gone, dead.
Never broken one of these.
I haven't broken one of those. I haven't broken a Plano, but I broke my Flambeaus. It's just like a cheaper latch. I don't know, but they are also less expensive sometimes.
11, 12
And
bucks.
you guys got to just watch. Plano on Amazon is like always freaking on sale. You can get some mad deals. I got those 3500 boxes for like $12.
That's the deal. I would say that too. That's the only reason I actually a lot of times would recommend the Plano Edge over a Busby or something else is because the Plano Edge works really well. It's pretty durable. Not the most durable, but it's pretty durable. I love the clear lid. The clear lid is crucial. You're gonna show them the broken one.
How'd you know? This is the jig box for me. You can see how it's like kind of organized, sort of. I need to fix it, but look at that corner. Just like, I don't know. I must have dropped it on the pavement. I don't remember doing that. I don't even remember how that happened. It was one of those things I didn't notice it at the time, and then I came back later, and the corner was hanging off. It was on by a thread, so I just snapped it off, taped it, whatever.
But
that's the only one I broke, though. I broke a Busby too, the latches.
Well, but I recommend the Planos because even though they're kind of expensive, they're $30 or whatever. They're almost always, you can find them on sale at some point during the year. Amazon has them on sale. And if you're a Prime member, you're getting free overnight shipping, which is insane. But those also go on further sale than almost anywhere else. So they get to like 25% off, which is, I mean, at the end of the day, you're paying like an extra $5 to $7 for 5 times the box. And the gripes that I have with the with Busby is that with the older trays, like they're more heavy duty trays, they weigh more. The lips on them like actually take up some space that's not needed, and they're not.
You lose storage.
The Planos are slightly deeper. The trays are a little bit deeper, so they let you stack crankbaits. That's my biggest thing is you can't stack the crankbaits really inside of the Busby. So
no, they have to be like side by side.
Yeah, but the Busby comes with that square tray. I could fit a dozen spinnerbaits in one.
The spinnerbait tray is money.
Spinnerbait tray is clutch, and the full length trays. I would recommend that anyone that gets a Busby gets the full length tray. That's like 4 cube or 5 cube legs long. That is like that's kind of a game changer. I have that exact same box, and I use it for like jerkbaits and spinnerbaits or
smaller
jerkbaits. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll do these smaller ones on the end for like the little jerkbaits, and then the rest of these are all the full length boxes, which is perfect.
The short ones that are 4 cubes, those are perfect for jigs. You can fit 2 to 4 jigs inside of those. They're absolutely perfect for that, and they don't move.
And that's what I do in my day box. It'll be a bladed jig one, and then like a football jig and a regular jig or a swim jig.
So having that and this is kayak fishing, by the way. Like we really need to preface that. Like with kayak fishing, boat fishing, like I think it's okay to have. You kind of want all specific boxes. I don't know if you need a day box. Kayak fishing, I recommend that everyone gets a day box.
Greg goes, do you have any 1 ounce jerkbaits? You know it. You sent me one, a Lucky Craft, and it caught me a freaking slab crappie, and a couple pike actually too.
So someone called out, Ruben 27th called out, having issues with the Plano Edge is not closing fully. There's like a mental thing that you have to develop with the Plano Edge.
I haven't had an issue since.
When you can but you have to be able to like feel when it's closed and when it's not. Like you will figure that out. You'll know like by feel. Well, what happens is that second portion right there, that what Jeff did, that second piece where you like right there. Yeah. Sometimes the 2 lips like one of the ones won't connect fully, and it'll be closed. As you do it, you have to like sort of like do a mental check.
Yeah. It's like kind of off on this one.
Cockeyed. It's
there
not
you
closed.
go. That can happen. Yep.
But when that happens, you just sort of have to like. There's definitely like a little bit of technique to it. Not with all of them, but like some people, you just have issues.
Oftentimes for me, it's a treble hanging over the lip because these ridges here, they like close the gap. So if you have a treble or a hook laying over, that's always going to happen. So you just have to make sure your stuff is like not super jammed in there. And I haven't had an issue since, because we both complained about that back in a video a while back.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely. I think the only competition for me out there, I know there's Bass Mafia and some other boxes, but
We don't talk about Bass Mafia.
There's the cheap.
I littered my friend's floor with an entire Bass Mafia terminal coffin because the damn lid just popped open.
It exploded. But there's there are cheaper. Okay, we're gonna get to speed bags in a second, but there are cheaper hard body bait like boxes out there, trays, whatever you want to call them. I have a couple of them. I think I just showed you one, the Plano. I'll get it, the D, whatever it is. So these, I have these in almost every size. I have these in 34, 35, 36, and 3700 size. These are significantly cheaper, but there's 3 places where you have to open them, and they're very heavy duty and they're very waterproof. But the handles are actually kind of hard to open. I know this is like we're getting nitpicky, and I mean the difference is these are
it's
like
okay $11. To be nitpicky. Like you're paying for it, aren't you?
These are 11 to 15. Well, that's what I'm getting at. It's like these are 11 to $15. I can get the Plano Edge if I'm patient for almost the exact same price, maybe a few dollars more.
A little bit more.
It's bigger and it's way nicer.
Way worth it.
And I use it all of the time. So like I this is like a constant use item for me, a tackle tray. So it's like I'm kind of okay spending an extra $5 when I'm already spending like less than 30. Like that doesn't seem like a ton of money. So this, in general, I'm kind of okay going like straight to the top end or like the almost top end.
100%. Yeah. So, we've tried them all, and I've done videos in the past where we go through like the spider wire included boxes and like the super cheap Planos, the Plano, what's the specialty series they did back in the day? Well, they still do it, but they have like some there you go.
There are these, right?
Oh, there's those.
These are just like your standard included with like crappy
anytime
lash, not waterproof.
But you buy a bag, you generally get these, right? Yeah, and those are fine. Plano had these specialty boxes, so they had one that's like perforated, it had all the holes in it for like your frogs. I've had them for jerk baits as well, or crankbaits too. You've got terminal coffins, you got spoon coffins, you got all the super specific stuff. And then you guys, I haven't seen this company since. I had a company reach out to us where no, 6 Sense does this. So you guys know 6 Sense does the Provoke box and the Swim Bait box and the Glide box.
And it's like suitcases.
Yeah, it's got a molded shape in the foam for the bait, so they all just like slot right in there, and it's got room for the trebles and stuff. Keeps them like pinned down. That way there's no paint chipping off or whatever, hooks being bent in your box. So those are pretty cool. We had a company reach out that did hyper specific boxes like that. Now, I'm on the fence about the Provoke one. Like I'd consider it, but like, dude, you can't put any other brand jerk baits in there. If it's bigger than a 106, it's not going to fit. And then this other company reached out and they were doing ones for like walleye baits specifically. So I think I get it if you're a hyper specific fisherman and you're like, well, I only fish these. Yeah, exactly. I'm only fishing banana baits and fire tiger. Like that's all I'm doing. Then you get that bin for just those, right? But for us, I don't see it at all. Wait, what? 4 people away from, well, you guys just gotta like invite 4 friends in, you nerds. Let's do this.
Josh informed us. We're almost at the 100 mark. Get your friends.
Yeah.
Somebody text Devo, like get somebody in here. But yeah, I mean,
somebody text Devo.
Yeah, to me, it's very much like when it comes to like tackle boxes, like you got to find what works for you. So like if you need like cheap boxes that are going to hold 25 baits, like do that. If you are in a boat and you want to have like the box that works for you, that's great. Like there are drawbacks to every single one of these. I hate keeping the Plano Edge. I hate keeping all the trays or all the dividers.
I have a whole bin full of them over here.
I have a bin of dividers because you have to in order to make them do what they need to do. So I find that annoying. But there's just there are some instances where you just find the one that works for you.
2 side notes. Big John WM asked what would be the best kayak for fishing that's in the $600 to $800 range. And also, before you answer that, I feel like we should get a Ned rig signal, kind of like the bat signal, and we could put it on top of my roof. And then when we call Debo, I just like put that spotlight up on the clouds. I'm just saying. But yeah, so Best kayak, $600 to $800 range. I think you could go a million different ways. First thing I would do is I'd preface this by saying, if you're not looking on Facebook Marketplace, you're missing out, or
Yeah,
Craigslist or whatever. Like, be safe, when you're purchasing
also, are
on
you
sites like that.
paddle or paddle?
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're talking paddle, that's easy. You can get under that. But if you're talking pedal, I don't know if that's possible. $600 to $800. I don't think you'll be happy at all if you do one. Name one. Go ahead.
Well, I'm trying
I'll
to
wait.
remember how much the new canoe was. Because they had
It was
just
over
come out.
$1,000.
Flint, I think, is $1,000.
Flint's a paddle.
I think that's the paddle.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The Flint is $9.99 and it's sick, but it comes with nothing. It's naked. So if you want to do it up, you're gonna have to buy everything.
Jaws goes, so it's me.
Yes, Chaz, it's you.
Oh man.
It's at least wearing pants. All right. So
that's a tough range for a pedal kayak.
He says I can paddle. Yeah, you're not gonna get a kayak there. I'm sorry.
So you
paddle's easy.
In Old Town, I think the top water paddles are $1,000 or less.
Yep.
Natives $1,000 or less. I think the yellowfin 12-foot is less than $1,000. All of these are all paddle. Perception makes a lot of really nice kayaks.
I was gonna say you can get those at Dick's on sale.
That are paddle that are really nice. So I mean, the Seaghost from Vibe, I think you might be in the $900 range, but like, you just get yourself a coupon, my guy. Like you're right on the edge there.
Facebook Marketplace, or get a coupon if you have to have a brand new one. Also, Burly Hype Man says aggressively average anglers AAA. I like subtly aggressive. We can manage something with that. And then
pretty good.
Subtly aggressive, I think. But yeah.
Aggressively average is pretty legit too.
Oh, he also said make Debo one that says I'm not Jeff, and one for me that says I'm not Debo. That's kind of hyper specific, but maybe I can get a one-off deal.
Yeah, I was about to say. I need a sample.
Aggressively average AA meeting.
I think you just need I gotta mull this over. I still love that people are coming up with names. We really do need to figure out what the next
we will take all ideas.
I already have the color scheme in my head, if that is any indication.
What is it? Hint.
It's gonna be like I want it to be like a light blue. I want it to be totally different than the one we did before. So I want like orange, light blue, yellow.
Wait, there's colors other than purple in chartreuse?
Allegedly.
All right. I want a Crayola crayon box that's like 64 crayons, but they're all chartreuse and purple. There you go. Yeah, our next retail item is a box of crayons.
I love it. So the next,
way to go, nerds.
The next stage I wanted to hit was plastics. Are we good on boxes? Are we good on hard baits?
I am. Are they good? They're good. They're fine. All right, moving on. So speed bags. You got your big Ziploc bags too. You got those behind you. Yeah. So these happen to be 6 cents bags, but we're gonna run through just like some of the speed bags, right? The KVD one's totally fine too. I kind of like that one with it's got the harder bottom and they open up on top, so it'll keep like clamshells a little bit better. But these are pretty darn cheap, and I always buy them on clearance on 6 cents, you guys. Yeah. Or if you do their plastic stuff. I was going to show. So one of these is just line. So that would be this one, which is just straight up all the extra line, mostly fluorocarbon and mono, right? And then same size bag is like all my finesse baits. Well, this one is tubes and flukes. Mm-hmm. So you can pack a whole heck ton in there. And then like the larger bait bags.
Well, that's the one I've got. I've got the larger bait bag here.
Boom. Now these hold a ton. I actually made one for just my camera gear too.
I don't love the material. Like I'm not against
it's terrible, but it was also $8.
Yeah, for $7 or $8 or whatever this ended up being. And I don't love the zipper. This is just not my favorite thing. Like if I would say
I'm good with the zipper.
I don't want to pay for the weekender bag, like a mid-size weekender, right. But like that's the size and type that I want for these. But what I'll say is, so the nice thing about this is the way they've done it. This will get replaced by rope someday. This is like the cheapest of the cheap. But
it's gonna snap off at some point. The whole thing it's got a Velcro on one end.
And you Velcro, and then I've got
a ton.
I think this is just flipping baits.
Oh, that's what I grabbed too. I got creatures and flipping baits.
That's all this is, and I think there's probably 40 bags of plastics in here. I mean, like
so many.
legitimately 40 bags of plastics in here.
Yep.
And the nice thing about them going all this way is they're actually pretty easy to see. Like flipping through them like a little Rolodex is actually not bad at all.
Yep.
So I like this for the price for sure. But the rectangle shape is actually really clutch. It keeps it low. It's no
Yep.
bigger than my kayak seat. And then it's got two like actually beefy handles for you to like
Yeah.
slide them in and out. So
I just tossed 2 of those under the kayak seat.
I've only
It's pretty
used
much to
these
go.
twice. I've only used these twice.
Same.
But I've converted all my plastics like to this for now. Not all, most of my plastics to now.
So Michael Romero brings up a great point. KVD speed bags, because they're Plano, and Plano always does sales on Amazon. You can probably find those on sale. So I like that.
I haven't used the speed bags.
I think they're a little taller than these,
What
but
I
not by
don't like
much.
about the speed bag is that the whole horizontal opening. Like there's only one zipper in the middle of those speed bags.
Yeah.
So I have to like pry it open to like see what I'm doing. I like the whole zipper thing where
It's
that
an
whole thing
actual
comes on, and I can
it's a
see the
Dewey
whole top.
Decimal System
I
of
like
plastics.
that a lot. I really like that a lot. That's the reason I went with those. Now,
Yeah.
there are
Also,
some other
Ramon
options.
Outdoors called out that he liked when the Monster Bass box wasn't a box; it was a bag. Supply chain
coming back.
issues. It'll be back. Fishing with Grams hit it up. Yeah, they'll be back, and they're fine. So Paul has one there.
I have
They're
one right
great
here. I use
for like
these
just a day bag.
constantly. This is a behind your seat, or for larger baits. This is just all larger worms,
Yep.
10-inch worms.
Yeah, but like it's oftentimes for us, it's kind of like the challenge bag, the day bag, something. It's like, hey, we want to fish these plastics today.
All my
And
ice
they'll
fishing plastics are in
Yeah.
the soft version of one of these.
Yep.
These are good. Anything like this though, just in general, like 6 Cents makes these. Like everybody, Plano makes
Mhm.
versions of these, which I don't like because I think they're like they have a different seal.
They
They're just
have a
really
Ziploc
waterproof.
and a zipper.
I don't like that. I like the
It's
zipper.
yeah.
I don't need this to be waterproof. I don't care. These are plastics only.
The
for me.
new Busby ones are pretty sweet, and
They're too small. They need a bigger one.
they're flat packs, so they're very flat, right? Which is the problem I have with the MB bag, is that you can't bulk them out; they break.
So what he
the
means
zip-
by flat bag is there's no bottom to this. It's just two flat pieces of material
Mhm.
sewn together at the ridge. So there's no bottom to this per se. It all
Mhm.
looks the same. So the whole thing is like is completely flat. Now 6 Cents bag, which is what I have here, a much larger version.
I need Rick to make some of these stat.
This one you
No,
can
he
see has a
doesn't.
bottom. This is no, I know that's we do. I'm
Oh,
saying.
yeah. Oh,
So
gotcha.
these are folded, so there's an actual bottom here, and then the
Yep.
seam on this is actually very tough. I would say is like super tough, and
Yep.
then this is even tougher on top.
It's like
So
quadruple
this is
stitched.
heavy duty zipper, but this is the reason I use this is essentially only for clamshell packs. Like look at
Yeah.
how many clamshells that I've
You can
gotten.
bulk it out so
This
much.
is completely insane. There are some here. Look at what's on top. So on top of this, you would not.
I got those for you.
7-inch Kayak, 6.8-inch
The
Kayak.
fat swing impacts. Hell
Like,
yeah.
holy smokes! Like that's fitting in here, no problem. So
Yeah.
these I find these to be really nice. But what's nice about a kayak is they'll fit behind your seat in a
Yep.
very innocuous place that's really easy for you to grab. They can fit in between your legs. Like there's a billion places for you to stash these in a yak. So they are very yak friendly.
Yep.
They're also very boat friendly too. These go on top of your
Oh,
boxes.
yeah.
You can have a whole compartment just for these, and they're just separating things. I think that's really nice. So
Mhm.
the nice thing about the flat pack, though, I will say this: fits into a backpack very nicely.
Yep. Bucket. Ice
Bucket
fishing.
very nicely. Here's the backpack. It fits into a backpack very nicely, and
I use them for backpacking for sure.
you're getting a bunch of these. So if you're a Monster Bass subscriber, 6 months in, you have 6 of these bags. The nice thing is they fit vertically very nicely together.
Mhm.
With the bottom blown out, the problem you're going to get is like you can't vertically fit these. You have to like
Right.
flip them up and down. So
Yeah.
I really only want like 2 of these to have a bottom. The rest I actually want like this. I actually
Yeah.
like this.
Which is why
so
I think I only have 2. I think you have 2. Yeah.
I give these
The large
away all
bags.
the time to people. So if you've been getting
Yeah.
giveaways from me, this is what you've been getting them in.
Yeah. All of our MB bags. Now I think I have 1 left right now. So
Now, the other thing that you
the
can
other
use
thing.
is a $7.50 tub.
Mhm.
This is a phenomenal way to go for kayak fishing, but for really
If
anybody.
your seat's lifted,
or in your
it's
office.
easier.
If you're in a boat,
Yeah.
this is a great way to go. This is a phenomenal way to go. There's a ton of great ways to go. Like this for the amount of money and the length of time it'll last. how easy it is to clean out, how easy it is to reorganize, because you can organize inside of these very easily with like
Hmm.
dividers that you just make out of like cardboard. Like
Yeah.
there's a million ways to go with these. For 750, I don't know if there's a better option in a boat at least. Or
I
in a
really
house.
like the smaller shoebox sized ones because then it's easier to like divide out. Yeah, that because then you can divide out like all your specific baits. So I like the big one. I used to use it under my kayak seat, the big one, but we're switching to like these bigger cargo bags from 6 cents for this season. Once we get to actually use them more often, we'll see. That might change. But the big plastic bin was under the seat, and that would hold, I don't know, 100 bags of plastics or whatever, like almost too many. And then now I just use it, and so do you, for giveaways, like, or camera gear,
Yeah.
which is
I
great. Easy
but I like
packing for
but I
trips.
do but I like the one big pack is nice. Like the one big box or the one
Hmm.
big pack makes life very easy
Hmm.
for somebody who is a kayak fisherman or does a lot of
Hmm.
different trips. You can do that. You can like refill those often. So those are all really great options.
I would
For
also
plastic,
say, yeah, 100%. So yeah, plastics wise, it can be a pain in the butt, but I like in kayaks, oftentimes you get bow storage, so you can throw like a bag or two up there, and then like your in-use bag is what lives on deck, and you swap them out if you change techniques or whatever. So that's a good option too. So I mean, yeah, that pretty much
the
covers
the,
plastic.
the
Somebody mentioned
burly the
Z-Man.
burly. Oh, go ahead, Z man.
The Z-Man zipper bags are pretty cool too, and they're all like at that price range. They're all kind of the same thing. Well, Z-Man makes a super long
I
one.
know. I know.
And then you got like the bait binders, right? Which I like for ice fishing, not at all for regular bass fishing.
Not a fan. I get it, but this is me yucking someone else's yum because I can see why someone would
Yeah,
like
cut
it.
it out, bro.
I just know that I wouldn't like it. So
Hmm.
I get it, but it ain't for me. DeBurley, awesome member, cream of the crop. Oh, by the way, we're getting slick
Oh, do I have
based
to
on.
say his new name for today?
Oh, I'm sorry. Goldberg spear the thumbs up button. Definitely do that, guys. Um,
Yes.
so DeBurley brings up a good question, but before I get to your question, DeBurley, we are having Slick Bait Co. on the show in a couple of weeks. So
Mm-hmm.
buckle up, and he said
Buckle up.
he was gonna send us a couple of the ice plastics that are kind of
Ooh.
getting worked on right now. So I'm kind of excited. I'm
All we
really
have
excited to have
is
him on the show.
the all we got is the lizard and the minnow, like the
Apparently, we
little
just hit
paddle
100.
tail.
Apparently, we just hit 100.
We're at 101 right now. Give me a minute.
Jeff's gonna, while I'm gonna talk, Jeff is going to
You
go
talk.
ahead. Jeff is gonna go ahead and assemble the giveaway. So while Jeff is assembling this phenomenal giveaway, we're gonna go ahead and the question was, what do you do with plastics that aren't destroyed? Do they go back in the bag they came in, or is there like one random bag that you keep them in? So I think what the question would be like, okay, I have like a Z-Man, right? So I use my Z-Man. It's not the right color. It's not it's not great, whatever. And I want to switch it out. So I still have my Ned rig. I can take my Z-Man off. That Z-Man is still good to go. I can reuse that. I can put on another hook later. I'll tell you what I do. I try and dry them out if I can. So I'll throw them in the corner of my boat. I might use them later that day. I might come back to it. I might come back to it in 2 days, but I'll throw it in like just the corner of my boat to dry out. Then at the end of the day, if I know I'm not going to use it again, if I know I'm not going to go fishing in a couple of days, or if that pile's getting really big, I will just go ahead and throw it back in the bag it came from. I do not mix them up. The only time I mix up plastics in like a random bag, or a bucket or something like that, I'm actually planning on melting those plastics down and making more of like my own stick baits, like for whatever reason. Like I'm gonna melt them down and use it, or I'm gonna get rid of them. And someone made a great point. The Elastec, you can't keep those mixed together. So if you're mixing plastics and you find out that you have just like a big clump of like baits all melded together, because you're mixing up that Elastec type material, like the standard plastic material. But I do put them back in the original bags. Like that's my recommendation for pretty much everybody for everything, but especially for anything Elastec. So like Nico baits, donkey tails from mule fishing, or anything Z-Man that's Elastic. Like you want to make sure that all of those are staying in their original packs, or else they're just gonna like destroy whatever it is. But the downfall of that strategy I have is you guys, if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen, or if you've seen some of our videos, Jeff makes fun of me for having just a humongous pile of like random baits that like never get touched again. So that is absolutely something that has and will continue to happen forever. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much my strategy. They go back in the original bag. I dry them out if I can though. I don't like having a bunch of wet baits mixed in with like standard baits. Just it's not a good play.
Okay, I did it. Made a giveaway. Who's saying don't hurt yourself over there? Were they talking trash while I was over there?
You sounded like you were gonna wound yourself. You should have. Next time, mute Jess.
Was I wheezing or was I like what was that? What did I sound like? Did I sound cool? All right, cool.
All right, show the folks. Show the folks.
I'm
the
working
giveaway.
on it. All right, here's what I got. I forgot I had these, but these are pretty sweet. These are what I call the beaker from Rabid Baits. So you can get that. You get the this is actually a really sick color. That's
Those are
watermelon scents. 6 cents trick worm. We got the old power bait there. What is this? The Fat Baby Finesse?
I know.
Oh, the hit worm. This is a hit worm.
Oh,
It's
hit
trick worm. Just got these. This is actually the only good color I got this month, I thought. Purple and black swirl.
And black.
Lunker Hunt stick worm. We got the Lunker Hunts from this month, the pre-rigs for the Ned rig. And then I got a bunch of baits with hooks in here, so be careful when you open this, whoever you are. The big old slash, I have a few of these I don't need anymore. So you can have that one. And then I pulled these off the wall. So there's some stuff here you can have. Your circus active hooks. It's cross season, right? Maybe
I think
by the
that's
time we hit
the
spring.
pro from
This is Strike King.
Yeah, Strike King.
This is the Guggen flat.
Yep.
This is the Patriot 3.0.
3.0 has the material in the back?
Dressed. Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. The two didn't and the one didn't.
Yep.
And then there's two more in here. You got a let me put these hooks down before I stab myself in the face. You guys know me. That's how we do. 6 cents. This would be the 70 Quake 70 orange. And Kingfisher all
That's one of my
white.
favorite. I love
Square
these.
bill.
That's like one of my favorite ones. I like the bone better, but that's like one of my favorites.
So
You're also gonna get one of these. We're gonna get one of these. So if
Paul
you
will
can
throw
wait
that
till
in this box
on Monday, but we'll throw one of these at you as well. You get a Ned Rig Nerd decal. It's not a sticker, the decal. You're gonna get one of these too.
And a bag. There. This is my last one. I just told you guys I had one more. I just looked over there. We got one. All right.
Dude,
so we'll run that giveaway at the end of the show.
Right now. Why not? We got the 100 people
We'll run that giveaway right now.
So, Charles, can you just do everyone on the show, or do we need to do the chitty chat?
Chitty chat. All right, guys.
We're gonna
Here's
give 5.
rules.
We're gonna give 2 minutes. 2 minutes for everyone to chat.
We're gonna let this roll for 2 minutes. You have to type something in chat in order to
Anything.
qualify. If you don't chat, you don't win. And then if you win and you don't respond to us in, what do we say, 60 seconds, 90 seconds, 2 minutes?
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay, if you win, we're going to say, hey, congrats. We'll give it a couple seconds for the delay. You got 2 minutes to say, I'm here, hello. And then Chaz has the instructions up on the screen, right? Okay, then follow the instructions on the screen, and then you shall win this bag. And we'll also still be doing a $25 Monster Bass giveaway at the end of the show, which is for a gift card for monsterbass.com. And that is good for anything except for the subscriptions. And I might as well remind you that Monster Bass sponsors this show because they're super awesome. Also, Paul was smart and he muted, but he probably sounded like he was dying there too.
What's that joke from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, or whatever that movie was? Like, oh, it was from Airplane.
Yeah.
I have a drinking problem. Remember he like splashes the drink in his face?
Yes.
I can't swallow beverages.
That's awesome. All right, so we're going to give you a little time to chat. And
by my count, we'll give it to 9:15.
So I want to jump to another thing. I think that storage-wise goes further than tackle, right? So you should have some storage for your camera gear, your car keys, your cellular telephone device, like whatever, batteries, MISC. So I like to bring, lately I've been using a Carhartt lunchbox for all my camera stuff, which has actually been sick. I keep my battery in there, charge it up. So ice fishing season wise, that's perfect because it's like thermal and I can just throw it in there. It gets warmed up in my truck as I drive out to the spot and it stays pretty warm all day. So I don't worry too bad about the batteries. Paul has the hyper way more expensive version of that, which is an actual Yeti cooler that he uses for his stuff for the ice.
So no, the only reason, so I use the Yeti cooler. It's a small Yeti cube. The reason I use that is because it is thermal. So I bring it inside and the batteries are working inside of there and it's waterproof. And it's also like, if like you hit it with something, it's like not going to get damaged. So I'm keeping in there my DeWalt batteries. I'm keeping
Yep.
all my keys, cell phone, not my cell phone because I'm using it, but like all my water, things that need to be protected by water. But I'm also keeping there all my GoPro batteries, my big GoPro battery that's actually plugged into my camera, all my extra
Mhm.
camera gear, like all that stuff fits in there. And I just happen to have it and I use it for fishing. So it's like, it's actually a it's a really good solution. Like, yes, it's super overkill, but it's a
Mhm.
really actually like kind of an awesome solution
Yeah.
for what essentially is like a good overkill
Batteries.
problem.
Yeah,
Now,
it keeps
the
all
one
that
thing I'll
safe.
say is these are $50 and you can get them for like 40 usually.
Yeah.
This is the Yeti Sidekick and it attaches to molly strips. This is actually my favorite solution and the one I use the most when we are kayak fishing for all of my
Mhm.
keys and stuff because it floats. It's super durable. And it's completely submersible and it attaches to things. So like this is my favorite. But the other thing that I'd recommend it's just one of those fold over bags that has the clips. Um, that's
Yeah,
what I
like
use.
dry bag.
Probably, yeah, dry bag 50% of the time. One of the nylon ones, like the heavy duty ones. I
Mhm.
have a Cabela's one. It fits anything you need it to fit. It also fits tools and stuff. But the nice thing is with the clicky thing, you could tie it to whatever you need to or click it to whatever you need to, and like even if your boat flipped or whatever, it's not going anywhere. So that's
Mhm.
actually like for a inexpensive one, that's my probably number one because it floats as well.
Yeah, I dig that. That's a good option. And then you pulled out is it the Ego? That's the brand, the Ego backpack.
Yeah.
We had the Mock Crush backpack. Big fan of those things. So
Oh,
like for you bank anglers,
this is yeah. If you're a bank angler, I used a regular just like school backpack for a long time.
same
Worked really well.
forever.
No real complaints with it. But we were doing videos and stuff, and it was like I wanted to test a couple of these out. I went with this one. I have some gripes with it, like some things I really like, but the biggest reason I like it is big open top. Most of
Yep.
these are two compartment where like there you can't open the full backpack like all the way to the bottom. This one has a removable compartment, so you can put in
Yep.
3600s this way, or you put 3700s this way. So I love
Yep.
that flexibility. That was why I went with this pack. The pockets on the sides are a little small, so I don't love that. But I love the molly on the outside for
Yep.
attachments. Hence this huge upgrade. And then one of the biggest things is the top pouch.
Yeah.
This is an unbelievably clutch. But the real benefit, water
That
resistant slash
bottom.
waterproof hard bottom, like, and then having like
Mhm.
a sturdy pack with these are by far the best straps that I've seen on any backpack, any fishing backpack. I don't think it's close. These are the sturdiest. These things are insane. Um, so yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, are we ready to do the giveaway? All right, Chaz, run that giveaway.
Wait, that's a
Was that
name?
the name? Better ask someone sane fishing. Better ask someone sane fishing has just potentially won the giveaway.
Potential.
Um,
Are you
w-
real?
so better ask someone sane fishing. I'm just gonna start
Better
calling you
ask
better ask fishing. We need you to say, hey, what's up, so that we know you're still here, and
some
then we
like
need you
a real
to,
person.
and then Charles, we're having them email, right? So what we need you to do is send an email to the email address. Follow the instructions on the screen. You're going to email podcast at Burly Fishing, and you're going to send a picture of your profile so that we know it's you, and then we will hook you up with. Once we get your address, we'll hook you up with the giveaway. We'll send it right to you.
And if you
So
don't answer, and then
we're getting until what 9:20, Jeff?
yeah,
You get till 9:20. Oh, there he is. He said, "Shut up." So I'm gonna go
okay.
ahead and show everyone that. I mean, I hear what you're saying, guy. So better ask someone sane fishing. Now we need you to go ahead and just email podcast at Burly Fishing. Follow the instructions that you can see on the screen, and we'll get you hooked up. So Chaws will look for that in the background. Don't tell me to shut up again. I heard what you said.
Are you saying, oh, hang on. So this is how we decide to send you this or not? Are you saying shut up? Like, there he
Like,
is for
stop
real. Like,
talking
shut
so long.
up. Or like, shut your mouth.
Yeah, we need
You
to
want,
know.
shut your mouth. Okay. Do you want a
You're
prize?
welcome.
Shut up.
I love it.
You're coming
All
out
right.
stupid.
So follow the instructions on the screen, and we will go ahead and hook you up. Chaz, if you could keep an eye out
Oh,
for that
good.
email, that would be phenomenal. This is why
Yeah.
Chaz makes the
Sh-
big billion
Chaz will
dollars.
let us know if this is for real. All right. So you showed off that bag. We've showed off the Mock Crush. I'm a huge fan of the Mock Crush.
So watch
Basically,
the
with both of
videos. They're good breakdown videos.
yeah, go watch the videos. We posted them in the last couple months. So they're all on the channel. Just look them up. And we appreciate you for your views. But they are both great bags. I think both have pros and cons,
Yeah.
as anything else out there. I think it was Westfall mentioned the Lunker Hunt bag, which if you guys want to see
I
a
almost went that
previous,
route.
if you want to see a previous show person show that off, Noelle Roth did it.
Mhm.
So go check out her Instagram, Noelle Roth. She's pretty awesome, and she fishes. So there you go. You guys are friends now. But yeah, she has the Lunker Hunt. I think it's a roll top. It's like their higher end roll top
Yep.
bag.
But it's
That was the
got
only
like a
thing that drew
cinch
me
on
back.
top. That's why I was like, nah, man. And I
I don't
didn't like
like
the
that
pockets in
either.
the front. The vertical pockets were
Yeah.
not doing it for me.
Mhm.
I do think for me this is the best setup. But
Yep.
I get why people like it. It's not for me.
Greg, I live in Australia. Will you mail it?
Yeah, classic.
No, I don't know how the heck I could get it to the other side of the world. Wait, is Australia's upside down? How do they ship to upside down parts of the flat Earth?
Oh, you have to throw
If
it past
throw
the
it up,
ethereal winds.
throw it through the ethereal
Through
winds.
the ethereal winds.
No.
Oh, it's not.
They're
They're
real.
upside down. Like,
Every
let's say I
time
want to
you
talk to
say
someone in
that,
Australia, I'd have to do this and look
you did
down.
drink. Yeah, upside down. Every time you say that they're not real, somebody falls off of the flat
They
Earth.
lose all of their books.
Yeah, and they're just down there crying like, "Darn yous!" Wow.
All right, so
Man, it was
oh,
pretty
go
cool
ahead.
to hit 100 people, but I just realized we had to time out like 4 nerds. No, not nerds. That would be a term of
Wait, what?
endearment.
Yeah.
We had to time out 4 people for being tool bags. So, general rule of thumb, don't be a tool bag. How about that, guys? We appreciate everybody else who's being a well-behaved individual human being in here, though.
Nice and or cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the other things I actually want to talk about. This has been kind of a topic in my household. Storing
Yep.
line. Storing line. So Jeff, how do
Yeah.
you store your line, both on the boat and at home?
So at home, I actually have it next to me, and no, I'm not picking it up because it's full of stuff. But I have a craft cart from. It was like
Tiny
Michael's.
caster wheels, and it's like got a
Yeah.
metal frame, and there's baskets in it, right?
It's got shelves on it, but on one side it's for thread, but it has like
that,
these rods.
like that with way cooler stuff, like way
Yeah.
more flexibility.
But it has like these metal dowels on one side. There's 3 dowels on 3 different shelves. So on those, I just throw all the line I use that I spool up, and I spool from this cart now. And I did a TikTok on it. It's over there somewhere. But yeah, it's perfect. So I can set it on one side of my office, and I can just like tie the arbor knot on and just reel up while I'm like editing film. It's super cool. One of the best things I've ever gotten. And it was only like, I don't know, it's like $50, but it stores everything. I got all sorts of electronic stuff on there. Like all my batteries are charging on it right now. And then just some other accessories and obviously line, tons and tons and tons. So I highly recommend that for the at-home storage. And then on the boat, I showed you guys, it's that 6 cents bag. Or if you have a drop-in bin, so we have the drop-in bucket on the Hobie, which is a storage compartment right in front of the seat. I'll throw like a spool or 2 of fluorocarbon that I use most often. So like, let's say 8-pound test or 12-pound test. Most commonly, what I'm using as a leader is sitting in that bag.
Yeah, what do you take with you in the boat typically?
Mono and fluoro mostly. I'm not going to respool a whole thing of braid out there, so that's in the truck.
I keep 1 spool of 30-pound braid.
Mm.
I
just say that rod's dead to me for the day, you guys.
Yeah,
like
and then I
had it happen once. I'm like, I'm not using this rod today.
I do keep 1 with me at all times, and then I keep fluoro in 6, 8, 12, and then I keep mono in 10 and 20.
Yep.
And that's only for leader material. So those are like old spools actually. They get replaced like once a year.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't keep much. I don't think I keep any more than that in the kayak.
Yeah, not really. Like I said, a couple small spools for fluorocarbon leader. I use a lot of soft steel for that, and then the mono, I think, is also soft steel.
It's not. It's the HT.
Is that what I have? P line?
The orange one. I use P line for my fluoro, and then I use mono for the. I use soft steel for the mono.
Yeah, soft steel mono. That's what's in there.
And I use P line for mainline fluoro, yeah. And then
Yeah,
for braid, I go. I'm not like a. I don't. I don't have any allegiances to braid. I'm like
me
I use
neither.
Power Pro. I did use Beyond Braid for a while, but only for the super heavy stuff because I don't think it
Mm.
matters at that point. Like I haven't. I
It's a
haven't been
rope.
like. Yeah, I don't. I don't care as much. And then yeah, but I like the white and the neon Power Pro for like my 6 and my 8 pound for
Hmm.
finesse, which is I use it more than anything else.
Yeah,
so
I dig it. Yeah, the at-home cart though, you guys, that was freaking
so I
game
do want to
changer.
make I want to make a dowel rod setup that I mount to a wall somewhere. That's basically like
Hmm.
a couple of towel racks that I
Yep,
can pull out, like just lift up and pull out, and then set back down, and then have like an L that it like rests
sure.
in by gravity.
Hmm.
So that and then put bushings on either side instead of bearings so that they can spin.
Hmm.
And then I want to make yeah, I just want that really simple. I actually looked online because I was like, man, someone's got to sell this. They really don't. No one sells like a
Yeah,
spooling station, like for a whole bunch of, different size spools.
Michaels,
No, I know, but they,
Joanne
you
Fabrics.
see what I'm saying? Like that's kind of what I wanted, but I wanted it like mountable, and
You
that
know
really doesn't exist.
who made an attempt at that was Cast King.
I saw that and I was like, no.
It's a rod slash spooling station, right? Slash, there's a
That's why it
tackle
was a
tray.
hard no, and it was too big. It was way
Yeah,
too big. I don't have a place for that. So I actually
no,
wanted to put mine
it came out. It was like a little
right
rainbow
above
shape. Yeah,
right above
arch.
like where the reel boxes are. I want to
Hmm.
put a dowel rod like underneath that shelf up there.
Sure, I like it.
That's perfect.
Yeah, so you can spool on meetings. That's what I'm talking about.
So
You
smart.
turn around, you're like, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay,
I
cool.
know. But even the spool, I want it
Next
to do
order.
both. I want it to store and spool. I want both. So
Yeah.
I gotta figure that one. I really want to figure that one out. Maybe if I figure out a simple enough solution, I could sell it.
Hmm.
Just make
Yeah.
it out of like aluminum and sell it. I like that. That's a big one for me. So,
Yeah.
um,
Casual
I,
Bass Guy says spooling stations definitely exist.
they do, but it's
Says,
not.
oh boy, do
It,
your research.
it's not. No, so I did, but not
Yeah.
not what I want. So there's ones that are very
It's never,
large.
yeah,
There's
it's never
never a
what
mount.
he
There's
wants.
never a mountable one. Like I want one that's mountable and can hold multiple spools, and I could spool off of basically anything. I did not see that. So if someone saw that,
Yeah.
send it to me.
If you have a
Let
link,
me
DM
know.
us. How about
No,
that? That would
seriously,
be
like let me know.
super extremely
I'll
helpful.
make a video on it. I will do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, if you
But yeah,
guys have
those big.
suggestions or things that you want
I don't want anything on
reviewed,
wheels. I don't want anything on wheels. Desktop would be okay, but
I like wheels.
it has to have at least 3 racks. Well, I don't have any
Yeah,
space. Mine all has to be mounted to like a wall. Like I just have to have that.
you can always just do this thing.
So that's what I
The
think a lot of
old
people.
standard with the
That's
suction
what I
cup,
think a
right?
lot of people are thinking of. That's not a station. That is a place where you
No.
can spool. That's a tool.
Yep.
It's not the same thing. So
The
I don't know.
singular. We want
Yeah.
50 spools on this thing because we gotta
I
order
think
what,
like
$1,500 in
I think
soft steel.
15 to 15. I'm talking 15 to 20 300
Yeah,
yard spools, like big spools.
yeah.
So 25 regular spools, something like that.
Westfall wants you to brush up on your patenting work.
I need to
You ever
do that. I
submitted a
have
patent
so
before?
many. I should. I have a lot of good ideas.
I've done
I
it.
really should get onto it. But to
It's
get
a
a real,
process.
yeah, to get a real patent through takes like 3 to 5 years if you're
It
gonna get
takes
like if
forever.
you're gonna get a real
Yep.
patent. It's expensive. It's like 10, 15 grand, I think, for like that was years ago when I had last done a look at it. But anyways,
Oh, you can go patent pending for free.
no, I know, but that's not the same thing.
I know.
Yeah,
It's a start.
yeah, it's a thing you can say.
It's a thing that
uh,
you can say. I have a patent
yeah,
pending product.
exactly. So for ice fishing gear, someone asked about ice fishing gear. So I will say, when it comes to rods, I think vertical storage is best if you can get away
Yep.
with it. What you don't want is something tugging on the line, bending those down, because those rods
Right.
are so fine, they'll remain bent if you bend them for like a whole season, like off season, because the off season is like 8 months.
Right.
So you want them to be perfectly straight, and that means you don't want them bending backwards either. So I have mine hanging right now, which I'm
Hmm.
okay with because they're hung in the middle and none of them are bending. But like if they're
Right.
bending, you're a no go. So even just laying them down is okay. Um,
Yep.
all my ice line comes indoors. I do not leave my ice line out of doors. I store it in my basement, so it's pretty cool down there. It's like 65, 70.
Hmm.
Um, that's to me that's ideal. It's in the dark.
Where in the country accents does like where in the country does out of doors come from? Because I feel like a lot of people say outdoors or
Did,
out of doors,
did I
and
say
you
out of
always
doors?
said you always say out of doors.
Oh, I don't know.
Who in chat says out of doors instead of
That's
outdoors?
a good question. Maybe that'll be our that'll be the next
I'm
feature.
very curious. I want to see the
Out of the
sides. Like
doors.
out of the doors, out of doors, like it's one
don't know.
word, like it's out of doors. It's got some hyphens in it or something.
I like out
Out
of
of
doors.
doors. You've
Um,
always said it, and I've never called you on it. So I was
yeah.
like, episode 98, probably a time to
Well,
call.
now it's time. What else? What do we forget? The nice thing about ice fishing is there's not a lot of stuff. There's not a lot of stuff.
Really says no one.
No one, not the South. This is like that whole thing where like no one will claim me. Everybody's like,
No
nah,
one's
he
gonna
ain't
claim
us.
you, bro.
Send him over to the West Coast. And they're like, nah, it ain't us. Wait, what?
What? Oh, you brought it. You bought it offline, but you bought it on the internet instead of saying I bought it online. I got my new camera, my new Elgato. I bought it offline.
Oh, offline. Is that? Do I
Offline,
say that too?
probably. Does he?
I
Chaz?
bought it off the web.
I bought it off the interwebs.
He goes probably. Perfect.
Yay! Our first giveaway we got their email. There's still another one coming up, so hang tight.
Yeah, we get another giveaway coming soon.
Yeah.
Not us. He's like, nah, I can't either. Jeez, man. On the
Everybody's
line.
saying
That's
no.
the one. That's the one that I was thinking. I bought it on the line. What was that movie? What movie is that
On
from?
the line.
What movie is that from?
I don't know. It
It's a
triggered a
movie.
memory
That's
in
what
my
I was.
head that that's a movie for
I was
sure.
trying to remember what it was.
On the line. No one. He says
I
no
don't know. I
one
gotta
never
think about
heard of
that.
it. You made up your own thing. I love it.
I love this is great.
Right.
What other? I mean, ice fishing gear is convenient.
Yes.
You don't have to stole. Oh, it is the internship.
The
Perfect.
internship.
Oh, that's right. Did you just say on the line?
On the line. Got it.
There's not a lot like ice fishing gear. There's not a lot of it. I mean, you get the sled. So like, what I end up doing is like anything that doesn't go in my basement, it all goes into a sled, and actually it goes in my brother-in-law's store or my sister-in-law's storage locker.
Yeah. No,
Out of sight, out of mind. Yeah.
mine lived downstairs in the basement. All of
Yeah.
it. In a
So,
bucket. In a
but it's
big
not a lot. It's two
No.
buckets. It's 2 buckets and a sled. Like that's pretty much it.
You guys know
So-
those like storage tubs? Like, I mean, well, I guess, you could throw a bunch of beers and ice into it. But as a kid, you would store like all your basketballs and sock balls and, footballs and stuff in there. That's like how I have vertically stored my snowboard, random fishing rods, and all my ice fishing stuff. Just sits in there. And then the sled's like up in the corner. But yeah, for ice fishing, we can kind of speed through that. And then I think we should draw our $25 gift card giveaway. What do you think? Speed round ice fishing storage.
Oh, I would do.
We got to draw our giveaway winner for
Yeah, I
MB
know.
gift card.
I like it. Okay, I like it.
Do you want to do a lightning round? Do we have a lightning round?
No, I didn't do one.
Okay. Well, lightning round. We're going to talk about ice fishing stuff, or should we make up a lightning round?
I think we should make up a lightning round. I
Alright,
will
fine.
do.
So quick ice fishing stuff. Bucket.
Yes.
Small bins. Recently, here's what we upgraded to this year, right? Sleds are a must if you're dragging your own stuff out there. We like the jet sleds. We got like the bigger one of the biggest ones they do. And the bucket, we're a big fan of the Yeti bucket, but obviously you don't have to do that. You can get a regular bucket. They make inserts and accessory things. What would you call that? The accessory sleeve that slides over the bucket. You can get those for like any bucket.
Yeah.
So those are sweet. Get a seat, get a lid. Rod storage. I use the Eagle Claw rod locker.
Oh, you do? Yeah. For ice fishing. Yep.
It's like $40-$50, but you put all your rods in there. I use that to just transport it in the truck. And then Paul's idea, we set up the track mounts on the sleds now. So from the truck,
track mount, like I use a kayak specific.
Yeah.
Piece
Like
of
a
equipment.
Yak Track, Yak Attack, one of those little like T-bolt.
The mighty mount.
Mighty mount. Yeah. So we'll throw all our vertical rod holders on there. So I'll bring it out of the rod locker, toss it on the sled. We're good to go. We did that. We got to test it out. It was pretty sweet. And my sled felt a lot lighter without that stupid rod locker in there too.
Well, it's so much space, man.
Yeah.
Holy.
And then for ice fishing jigs, the clutch move is you go to a fly fishing store and you get the double-sided silicone fly boxes for jigs, for tiny little jigs. They're fantastic. And then we did the 3,500 size tackle boxes for in the bucket which is great for like everything you need on the ice, like all the bigger baits, the liplesses, the blade baits, the spoons, whatever. It all fits in there.
So this is my bucket. My
Oh,
actual
look, a bucket.
You take your
It's an actual bucket.
insane lid off. So go-to plastics in one of these
Yep.
cheapos. 3,400. I have 2 of these, but it's nice because it fits in this top compartment, which is critical. And that's just all my spoons basically, and some of the random stuff, and then all my jigs go in this tiny little deal from Widowmaker Lures.
Yeah.
That's 4 little windows that pop up, like so, and you can keep all
Sweet.
of your. You could probably fit 60 jigs in here, and it doesn't weigh anything, but it fits in your pocket when you need it to, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So that 2 of these, one for smaller spoons in gear and one for larger. You could go one big one, but you don't have to. So.
Yeah. So I mean, that's pretty much it. How many what? Beers? Dad pops?
You could fit a
Below that, you could probably fit
4
like
bottles,
6.
no problem.
Yeah, 4 or 5 bottles, 6 cans.
There's a ton of crap in here.
You know, enough for 5 minutes on the water with Chaz? Maybe?
Enough for you to walk out to the spot
sorry,
and
3
then
minutes?
walk back.
6 beers, 3 minutes. There you go. All right, so let's start the lightning round, the imaginary one, because there wasn't one. We're gonna make it up right now. We'll go Q for Q, you guys, and we'll do, I don't know, 4 of them, and then we're gonna draw a winner. So back to the whole giveaway thing. All you got to do is chat in the chat. You got to say something, otherwise you don't exist to us. But before I hit that, Rocket Blades has said something. Speed round. Who is the best dad on DB? Oh, well, this is a question. I'll save this for a second. So you guys, make sure you're chatting right now. That way you qualify for the giveaway. Chaz is going to draw that in a few minutes here when we're done with the lightning round. You'll follow the same instructions that we shared with Better Ask. What was his name?
Wait, what? Oh,
Better Ask Someone Sane.
Better Ask Someone Sane?
Yeah, you'll do the same instructions. It's on the screen. Just do the thing, all right? So just start chatting. $25 gift card on the line. So Rocket Blades had the first question. We're going to start with this. For the speed round, for slow rolling thunder round, sorry. Who is the best dad on Dragon Ball Z? Goku, Vegeta, Hercule, or Piccolo?
So Vegeta lets his kid get murdered a couple of times, but specifically when fighting Cell. So I don't know if he's gonna win. No, he like lets this kid get murdered in that show.
Hang on.
Yeah, but it's very much you let that kid get dead. So I don't know if he's gonna win. Now isn't Hercule
Hercule's the karate guy with the
isn't
afro.
he Mr. Satan?
Mr. Satan.
So
yeah.
Oh well, that's
he was an absolutely horrible father until the end of the
great facial hair.
He had fantastic facial hair. Piccolo is the obvious answer because Piccolo raised Gohan for Goku. I'm sorry. There's no questions.
I was working my way there. I was about to discredit Goku because Goku dies enough times.
I wanted to be in there. And Goku keeps dying as a dad.
He just leaves.
Instead of him being like, I'm going to go down to the 7-Eleven, grab some cigs, he's like, I'm going to go fight somebody, and then he dies.
Okay, I'm back in the afterworld again. Bro. But he does take... It wasn't heaven. I know. They go to a different dimension to become standard Super Saiyan all the time. So they don't have to like power up Super Saiyan. They just are Super Saiyan. But he also
answer is Piccolo. Yes.
He kicks the crap out of his kid for like 5 years?
Like, I'm gonna make you stronger. Just like
I'm literally gonna fight you every day. So it's got to be Piccolo. I really don't
like the TikTok Batman meme.
Not for 5 years.
Yeah.
Did they both? But that's a shorter amount of time, not a long. So I don't know about that. Yeah, 1 versus 5. I don't know about this. I'm still. Piccolo's the right answer.
Piccolo's the right answer.
He's also vegetarian, so maybe it's the wrong answer. Because Goku eats like 62 billion calories a minute, so I like that about him.
I mean, he can get his arm cut off and then just go and just like regrow it, and that's pretty cool.
And his amount of focus on that.
Yeah, it's sweet. All right, your turn. I'm claiming Rocket Blades is my question.
Okay, no, I'm gonna play off of this. So, best Cartoon Network show.
Yeah, can I not say Toonami shows like Dragon Ball Z?
Oh, Toonami counts. Yeah.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z was my favorite, hands
Well,
down.
what was the techno show where it was like they were all robots and their names were like Bit and like bad guys were like Megabyte? Do you remember those? Do you remember that show?
Reboot.
Reboot. So
Reboot was a jam.
Loki, Gundam was very good, but
Yeah,
I don't think beats DBZ. Gundam
I don't
Wing. Gundam Wing. Yeah, that one was awesome. What are what the
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
that show was legit. What other shows were even on though? I'm trying to remember like some of the other ones now. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Like
Can I Google it.
yeah, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Dexter's Laboratory,
Okay. Oh boo. That's on
Robot
my top
Chicken was good.
Robot
I always
Chicken was
loved
good.
Robot Chicken. How about anybody watch Celebrity Deathmatch, which was not on Cartoon Network?
Great show.
Celebrity
Oh,
Deathmatch
someone
was
said
fantastic.
Ed, Ed and Eddie. That show is oh Aqua Teen and Hunger Force never got down with.
I did. I
Never.
went down the rabbit hole on that show. It was pretty great.
That's good
I
times.
love that show. Metalocalypse. Anybody like that?
Yeah.
Metalocalypse was so
What about
great.
the Thundercats? Now we're just naming shows that are cool.
Right.
I don't wait.
I
I think
and
it actually did.
yeah,
That's
and
one of my favorite
all
shows.
these that they're mentioning have at one point been on Cartoon Network, I feel like.
No, I was Fisher with Graham said Yellowstone. Great show. Was never on
It's not a
Cartoon
Cartoon Network show.
Network.
Yellowstone.
Nah, brah. What
That
was
was a sick
the
move.
what was
Sick
the
move, bro.
what was the Doom? What was the really? No.
MTV or Spike TV? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
MTV had someone like Beavis and Butthead and stuff.
all right. I'm sticking with Reboot. I love that show. That was a great show. Couldn't wait to
All right.
watch it. Love DBZ. It is obviously the obvious answer, but yeah, I'm sticking with Reboot. It's a great show.
Oh man. That's
MTV
a good one.
was Celebrity Deathmatch. Go ahead, Jeff. Ooh,
Johnny
Voltron. Okay, come on. Hit me with another
All
question.
right, all right. There's lots and lots of ones. Okay, so I'm gonna ask this one. When you're struggling on the
Wait,
water and you're having a
before you ask
okay,
this, we're gonna roll a giveaway. We're gonna roll a giveaway,
okay,
and then we'll do this question. So
and
we're gonna
this will be the last question of the day.
sorry. This is we're gonna the next one's the last question while we're waiting for the person to claim their giveaway. But Chaz right
Mhm.
now is going to go ahead and roll that
Oh, he
giveaway.
did. Josh
Oh, we did.
Atkins. Look
Josh,
at that.
you got it. No, Chaz.
Good night, bot. Good night, bot. Good job, Chaz. All right.
Love it.
Well, I don't know. Probably the technological fairies. I don't know. Like,
All right.
who does the dishes? Nobody knows, right? Like, you put the dirty dishes on the counter, they get done.
Us.
Josh Atkins says yo-yo. You
So
like yo-yos?
Josh Atkins, please go ahead and follow the instructions on the screen. It's going to entail you sending an email to podcast at Burly Fishing, which you can see on the screen, and sending a picture of your profile, screenshot of your profile to that address so we know it is you. And then we will email you that $25 gift card as soon as we get it from Monster Bass.
I have it. I have it. So you'll get
We
it in the
already
next
have it.
day.
You're the
You
winner.
got it.
You're the real
All right.
winner.
So
Last question.
to wrap the show, I like this question that I just randomly came up with because it gets you thinking. So if you guys are having a really rough day on the water, you're not catching anything, getting frustrated, or worse, you're with your friend and your friend is catching stuff and you're getting real grumpy. You're getting the grumps, which I do often. What is your go-to pep talk to yourself? Like, what do you do? Do you go for a specific bait? Do you like just have a snack? Do you move spots? Do you like what do you do to get your head back in the game? And I think this will play well to like tournament anglers too. What's your reboot mentality, Paul?
Depends on what time of the day it is. If it's early, I will not go for the snack. I need that for later. So I
Mhm.
can't always do that, but usually involves a snack. Um
Carol Ferg just said I fish alone, and all I could think of was George Thorogood. I fish alone. Yeah,
yeah,
with nobody else.
I like it. I think if I'm being like realistic, like and the goal is to catch fish for that day. Um
Chat.
what?
Chat's killing me. The old
Yeah.
fish whistle.
So I definitely will not do that. And I will definitely
Yeah.
not reach for a beer. I won't because
Yep.
that's when I'm actually
Kneecap your buddy.
I'm gonna get very frustrated and upset. Like I'm gonna
Yeah.
get like really down on the day. Like I will not get up. I will not be happy. So what I need,
Jesse Hoach has a great answer. Before you say your answer, maybe this is the same, and I'm stealing your thunder, and I'm fine with that.
yeah,
But he said the Donkey Tail Junior, and I will say
Ramon
that.
said it way before that. Ramon said it way before that. So that's
Oh, fair,
actually
Ramon.
I
Nice.
will get less specific. I'll get less specific, but what I'm actually doing is I'm pretty much gonna downsize, way downsize, like to a
Yeah,
Donkey Tail Junior. Because what I'm really trying to do is just catch anything. I just
exactly.
need
A
to catch
confidence
a fish,
boost.
any fish,
Yep.
like any fish. I just need to feel a catch. I need to know that the fish are down there. I need to see them react to something. The Donkey Tail Junior is like if you're not familiar, sincerely, just pay attention to the show for
Uh,
14 minutes, or better yet, tune in 3 weeks from now. We're going to have Ethan, online outdoorsman, the owner of Mule Fishing, is going to be on the
February
show
3rd.
February 3rd. So please, 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 please come to that show and learn about one of the best darned fishing baits that's ever been made. But
Made by
yeah,
a gosh
I will
dang
throw
stick.
that.
That guy
And it's
can
not,
knock him
yeah,
dead.
he can. But it's not just that it's a confidence bait. It's that it's a bait that will catch any fish, and I just need to catch a fish. So I will downsize like crazy, and I will just go ahead and try and catch one fish, any fish, anything that'll bite.
Yay, we did it. 2 for 2 on this show, you guys.
Great.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I'm with Paul. Like I like changing it up, getting non-specific, not trying to get out of my head, but ultralight I typically grab because I mean I feel very confident that I can pull up on a spot and catch a panfish.
Well, and you're
Like,
gonna have fun. Like I need to
all
have
right.
some fun. Like at
Yeah,
the end of
just
the
for
day,
the
like
little
I just
tiny
need to
bait, just
turn the day off. I just need
yep.
a little bit of
I read them. I read it.
fun.
To Burly
The
Hype Man has
answer is
committed
getting
actual murder
intense.
on the water. Oh, you did ask that at the beginning of the show. I don't stunt, so I guess we can answer that. Yeah, the biggest I've ever caught was this year, and it was what was it, 1.2, almost 1.3 pounds, something like that on the scale.
But it
She was
was
a
16?
13 inch.
Oh, it was
Is it
13?
16? I don't know.
I thought it was 15 or
Big to
15 plus.
me. Yeah,
It was a big crappie. It was nice. We've
yeah,
had like a surprisingly low amount of giant crappie.
yeah.
That's we don't have a lot of big crappie lakes here though. Like not a
Apparently,
lot, like not
I
a
like
high
it.
number. We
I
don't.
like it.
We get some monster bluegills, like monsters, but we don't get a lot of huge crappie. Now that's not to say they're not in the state of Michigan. They certainly are, and there are places, but there's not a lot of places by us. There are a good number of places for us to go catch like bullgills, so we definitely do that.
Yeah, 100%. All right, you guys. That's a wrap on this show. We did it. We broke 100 people on the
I don't know
show.
what happened. Was Monster Bass not on this week, and everyone was like, "I'm bored. What do I do?"
That was exactly what it is. That's all it took. But they were on last week, and we almost did. We were at like 85 last week. Proud of you
Love it.
guys. Proud of this community. 86. Yeah. So that's awesome. You guys are
Love it.
fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing the show, trying to invite people on.
Do it again next week.
Yeah, let's do it again next week. We'll figure something out. We'll just keep trading off giveaways. Maybe this is just how we this is just how we do giveaways from now on. Love you guys in chat. You guys are fantastic. Thanks for making the shows so much fun every single time. That's why we love doing this. And do we mention our members only live next month? It's going to be February 15th. February 15th, Tuesday, February 15th, 8 p.m. Eastern. And we'll be back next week. And we have a guest again, episode 99. We're getting very close to 100. So if you guys have any ideas for episode 100, something different we should do, like throw them out there, like maybe not in chat because we're ending the show, but shoot us a DM over on Instagram, either myself or Paul or both.
My face
and give us some ideas.
Episode.
What'd you say?
So do they want to see my face on the 100th episode?
Should we put Chaz's face on the 100? Only if you do like green, make your face green, like the Wizard of Oz or something. Can you do like that graphic stuff? How fancy can you get, Chaz? We'll figure it out after the show. All right. Listen, we love you guys. We'll be back next week, and we have a guest. Episode 99 is who, Paul?
Molds.
Do It Molds. We're going to talk about making baits. It's going to be super freaking cool. Top 100 countdown like VH1. I love that idea, G-Fun. The countdown.
We're having
All right.
Slick Baits will be that week, so we will have a guest that week too.
Episode 100 is Slick Baits. Ooh. Okay. I think we're going to do something cool with them. We'll talk about it. We'll see you guys next week. Love you so much. Miss you so much. Chaz, take us out.
Took a swing at a wrecking ball and I prayed for my downfall, and I found a way to reconcile, 'cause in my heart it's
it's not worthwhile. It's a bloody battlefield where sun go down, others heal. In the end, it's all the same. All you can do is play the game. Oh, do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'm sad to say I'm sorry, so lie. Pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying for one day. I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. There's nothing left for me to hide. Don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs. Too many things to criticize. And so I leave it all behind. Don't wanna live a lie. Life kept spitting at my feet and forced me down a dead-end street when all I had went up in flames, burning only dark remains. I cover up every part of my skin, oh, 'cause I don't like the person within, oh. I know I'm the one to blame. All I can do is take the shame, oh. Do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'm too sad to say I'm sorry, so lie and pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying for one day.